How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Near Mint Condition, the home of collected editions. I am not the Uncanny Omar, and I'll get to that in a minute. I am Dom of X. But I have a panel with me today, and one other person who will also be joining us later. We'll get to introduce themselves. To the person on my right, who are you, good sir?
Hello. I am Sean of the Comics Pals. Thank you guys for being here with us. We're going to talk some DC solicits, and this is going to be a doozy. Very excited for a certain contingent of people in our chat, and maybe people on this very panel.
Oh, okay. So we got two hype messages already.
Sean, when you use language like doozy, I know that shit is getting real.
Exactly.
Shiz. All right. That's the alternative to the other S word that we're going to be using today. To the person beneath me is...
It's Chubby Ray, Chubby Ray Comics. How you guys doing? I'm very, I love whenever we do DC solicits. I have my ring on, although my ring is not big enough to go on the proper finger.
What's going on your middle finger?
I know. But mine is
Maddie.
Hey, Maddie.
Maddie, hey there.
I was just with Maddie at Heroes Con this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. It is good to be here.
It is very good to have you here as well. I'm much appreciated for the acceptance on the invite, Ray. And diagonal to the other right beneath me is...
Yes, Lars Pearson, publisher and editor-in-chief of Norwegian Press, formerly of Wizard Magazine. And today is, the usual great celebration because, look, many of us in our lives, we seek to give you expert, finely detailed, keen comic book analysis, but ultimately just boils down to what shit is there for you to buy. And so this is the lesson I learned working for Toy Fair, is that we had great, aspirations and ambition, but it was just give me high quality photos of crap I can buy. So you will not be denied today.
Will you be taking pictures on your phone during the live stream?
Possibly.
Okay, well, I'll hold you to that. For anybody who doesn't know, this is the DC Comics September 2026 pre-order month, which just means all the single issues that are a part of this catalog are also coming out on September. Not all of these collected editions are. Typically, they are the month or months, plural, after September 2026 as the rounds go. I would also like to say that the Uncanny Omar will not be joining us because he is playing Pokemon Go at an amusement park instead of hanging out with his actual friends, which is...
So he's just too good to hang with us, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Pretty much so, yeah.
I am certain he'd be having a better time with us.
I am 100% certain that he'd be. But yes, we have one more person joining us soon. Lars, you weren't at Heroes for me to get a second copy of Logo 61 signed.
Does anybody need a second copy signed? Good Lord.
I need a first one signed.
That's right. But we have some books to talk about. Yeah, Pokemon is an important thing. And yeah, Disrespectful Omar, well, he's not here to carry the disrespect. So we're just going to have to make do without him. All right. You guys ready to look at the collected edition solicitations?
You bet.
Always
do it.
Okay, let's go ahead.
My loins are girded, I believe is the term.
Okay.
Ready to go.
That's two different phrases from Lars that we got. So again, September 2026 for DC. There's a lot of things to talk about, but we're going to go to the same day trade paperback and standard hardcover release, just much like the most recent Batman volume that came out earlier this month. These are books that will come out both in trade paperback or standard size hardcover the same day. We're going to kick it off with the third volume of Absolute Superman. The Never Ending begins with the Vegas cover that they could have chosen from the collection of issues that are a part of this trade paperback. This is $29.99 for the standard size hardcover, or $19.99 if you so wish for the trade paperback, at 176 pages, collecting issues 15 through 21 of Absolute Superman.
This run has been so good. I have loved this particular piece of the run with the introduction of Shazam. is so good. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything for those of you. I mean, you guys are primarily collected editions readers, but I feel like this run actually kicked into a higher gear with this arc, and it was already in the conversation for best absolute book. So, loving this run.
Which
said
of-
Shazam?
Good.
Shazam's in this?
Yes,
Huh.
sort of.
Wow.
Sarcophagus Lars.
Yeah, all signs are that this line is selling really, really well. And again, I note that you can get the hardcover or the soft cover on day of release. That's good for them because what they do is they just print a whole bunch of guts and then make them hardcovers or soft covers as they please. They save a lot of money that way, but you still have to have the sales. You still have to have the sales. It's like, oh, people will show up for both formats on day one. So, yeah, big vote of confidence on this one.
Is that something that you think hampers, or do you think helps DC, Lars, when they do something like this?
I think in a way it helps them because it caters to whatever your economic level is, as it were. You know, I mean, because the tradition was to put out the more expensive hardcover, charge people through the nose for it, and then like 6 months, a year later, release the cheaper one. But here it's like you can jump straight to the cheaper one, which a lot of people are going to want to do. So yeah, they're kind of fueling the readership that way.
Good stuff.
Well, I hear that some people have sicknesses where they buy both.
I wonder who that could be.
That is a bit odd for a hardcover and a soft cover.
Yeah, I question the people who do that. I don't.
Right? Yeah, certainly. And none of them are on this stream, to be sure. I mean, the tradition used to be that you would buy the singles and then buy a collected edition, but why would you buy a hardcover and a soft?
I don't know what kind of sick people would do this thing.
Oh my god!
I don't know. What is wrong with them? What is wrong with the sickness that they have? But
and what was going through your mind when you ordered both of those?
I don't. You know what? I don't know. I got the paperback first, and I liked it, and I said, "Boy, I really, really like this. I should get the hardcover." So that's what happened.
Okay.
I have a sickness. I really do. It's troubling.
Yeah, way better.
Well, I can sort of appreciate you're loving it so much you felt the need to upgrade. I can kind of respect that. If you do this for every release in the series, then I'm going to start to wonder what's going on.
Well,
but
I have it for both Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman issues 1 and 2. So I haven't stopped yet, which makes no sense.
Okay.
I see you left out Wonder Woman in the Trinity, Mr. Ray.
I did not get the Wonder Woman hardcover. I do have the Wonder Woman paperbacks though.
I'm very disappointed in you.
I know.
Well, now you're just letting people down.
However, now I'm feeling like in order to be gender fair, I should get the Wonder Woman hardcovers now.
I congratulate you on taking double dipping to a new level that I'd not quite experienced before.
I have such a sickness. I really do.
Maddie's even disappointed in you. Ray.
Maddie's
wow, Ray, you disappointed Maddie of all people.
Maddie, I feel like I've got to go out and get the Wonder Woman hardcover now. I really do.
I try never disappoint Maddie because if she were disappointing me, that would hurt.
It would hurt. It would hurt her soul if that were to happen.
It might also hurt your body. I encountered the physicality of Maddie, and Maddie is strong. Okay, we were at a barcade, and when I tell you that this woman was throwing me around the barcade, it was criminal. They should have got security for me to help me.
Yes.
No.
What do we do?
What are we disappointed? We're disappointed in Ray, who has bought both formats of Absolute Superman, Absolute Batman, standard size hardcover, and trade paperback. But somehow, I think the best out of the three in the Trinity, Wonder Woman, he only has the soft cover for.
Wonder Woman is fantastic, but for some reason, I only have the paperback of that.
Maddie is a unit.
No, Maddie is great, but I worry about that less than just those stinging verbal disappointments. When you've done something to let her down, and it just kind of stabs you under the breastbone, doesn't it?
It kind of does. It kind of does. The only Lars lore you missed, Matt, is the fact that he girded his loins.
I did gird my loins. I'm sorry.
Oops.
What happened?
Uh-oh.
Look,
Good Lord, man.
Absolute Batman. Absolute Now it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
No wonder this is one of their best
he got
ones.
Flash over Wonder Woman too.
That's
Come on,
crazy.
Ray.
That-
Ray.
I have somehow bought Absolute Flash.
Okay, now you're just embarrassing yourself.
Even,
I know.
even I'm
I just
disappointed
feel
now.
I feel horrible. And you know what? The best, Absolute Wonder Woman might be the best one.
Thank you, Maddie.
She did brag to her trainer about showing off her muscles.
Yeah.
And I just knocked over a bunch of stuff too. So,
All right. Well, rest in peace to that. But you can totally get the third volume of Absolute Superman when it drops later this year. We've also got the third volume of Absolute Green Lantern, Anomalies, Al Ewing, Sid Kodian, Pressy, Eleanor Carlini, and Ivan Placencia coming out on the 1st of December. Tomar Rhee and Sinestro show up in this particular volume. So if that tickles your fancy, and in my personal opinion, I think finally a book that's kicking into high gear. This is the volume to snag if you have not gotten any of those.
Tomar Rhee and Sinestro walk into a bar. Yeah, I know I need to read this one. Again, some of these series I'm letting them bank a while. It's Al Ewing. It should be pretty good. Is it pretty good?
Yes.
It is pretty good. I love it. I love the series.
go
ahead, Sean.
Al Ewing books take a while to kick in.
Sure. And that's fine.
The most recent issue of this series to me was an absolute stunner. It's a visual feast, but it's also Al Ewing doing the kind of thing that you could only ever see Al Ewing do outside the big two. I don't know how many of you read We Only Find Them When They're Dead, but that's one of Al Ewing's only non-big two work in terms of creator owned, and it is unbelievable. It's mind-bending, hard to grasp your head around, but once you do, it's a showstopper. And I feel the same way about Absolute Green Lantern. Yes, it's taking a little while to cook, although I thought the first arc was really good. But now that we're in the third volume, I really feel like this book is hitting its stride. And if you're not on the ride for this, you really need to jump on board.
How much can you follow these titles independently? I mean, can you just start reading Absolute Green Lantern without much, knowledge of what's going on around it?
100% independent.
Okay.
You don't need any
good.
knowledge. Yeah.
Good. You don't need any knowledge at all. You don't need to know how to read.
No, not really. You can just look at it. Pretty pictures.
Exactly. Second grade comprehension level skills, Lars, is what we're aiming.
Okay,
for.
good. Well, I only have first grade level, so we're fine.
For sure.
So,
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better. Pizzanat.org. I would say that this particular volume or this particular set of issues has been the strongest out of the series, and it just keeps getting better. Because I was also a little bit lukewarm when the series first started. And now this is the Al Ewing that I know, that I'm familiar with, who can deliver absolute high-end quality stories. Razor Ramen asks Chubby Ray, why buy both trade paperback and standard size hardcover?
Listen, Razor, it's because I have a sickness. I have a sickness. Can you not see this sickness? When it comes to comics, I have a very addictive personality.
One follow-up question: are you going to, like, down the road, keep all those duplicates, or are you maybe gonna, keep?
I
Sometimes
give away extra
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
I'm trying to bring myself to give away more. I really don't like double,
Triple
triple,
dubbing doubles.
quadruple dipping. I really don't like it, and I've started giving away my quintuple dips.
Oh
I
no!
started giving that away. I've started giving away those to where now it's just triple dipping is the norm. So I'm giving away some quintuple and quadruple dips.
Triple dipping is the average.
Yes, unfortunately, yes.
Oh my
You
God.
can give those away to Maddie Ray,
Maddie will
and
take them
she'll
all the time.
forgive you.
I gave a Batgirl away last night to Batnessa, who's in the chat. She got a Batgirl that I gave away. So
Nice.
I gave away a Gail Simone Batgirl to Bat Nest.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm starting to get better.
That's a good thing. How long do you think until we get omnibus editions of absolute titles? Considering the fact that we got deluxe editions of Poison Ivy coming on the way, and also Volume 1 of Batman Superman World's Finest, which just came out. Batman Superman World's Finest has been coming out now for the last half-ish a decade or so. It might be a while. I think that we will get deluxes first of these specific books, and then we'll look for omnibuses. But that's way, way, way down the line.
You'll be waiting a while because DC will not want to so quickly compete with itself, as it were. If it puts out those omnibus editions, it could, bleed some sales away from the other ranges. And at the moment, they're clearly going wide. They're clearly like, hey, this is working. It's on fire. Let's get as many people reading this as we can. And an omnibus would kind of disrupt that equation. Also, they just need a while to bank the material. I mean, these are only like issues, they still don't really have enough material for an omnibus. But.
They sped up the event stuff, right? I mean, look at Absolute Power. That's already coming out.
It is, and I wouldn't I wouldn't be surprised if DCKO comes in soon.
Like maybe see DCKO as much as next year. Or
next year, in 2020, like early 2028 at minimum, I think for DCKO.
That would shock me.
What is the average amount of issues in an omnibus? Because 17
that's a good
seems
question.
very low. And even if you went another year, that still seems maybe low.
The smallest DC usually gives out is like 25 in that range. 25 to 30, yeah.
Okay.
It's going to be a
You look at
while.
all the different KO stuff coming out, I could see an omnibus of
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, KO definitely, but that's the exception. Yeah.
Absolute Power A. It's coming out September, so you better be there to buckle up your seatbelt.
Yeah.
All right. And yes, please don't forget to give us a like if you are enjoying the conversation with the panel.
Thanks,
all right, Volume 2 of Matt Fraction on Batman, Blood and Money. $29.99 for your standard size hardcover, or $19.99, 184 pages. Coming out on the 7th of September, this is going to collect issues 7 through 12 of the current Batman ongoing.
Love it. I really, really enjoyed Volume 1 of this. I mean, Sean had talked about it. I'd seen people who got single issues talking about it, but I so enjoyed Volume 1 of the Matt Fraction Batman. I mean, it is fantastic. I cannot wait for Volume 2. Sean, does it stay as good as it started?
So your mileage may vary. For me, I haven't enjoyed the last couple of issues as much as I enjoyed the first volume. However, there is an issue in this volume that we're discussing that features the Joker, which is my favorite Joker appearance in years. So Matt Fraction and Jimenez really nailing Joker in a way that I think will excite everyone who picks up this volume.
I agree with Sean. I think the way that they've written the Joker, also, like, I'll just say how different he is, for lack of a better phrasing. I think you'll like it a lot, Ray. It's the most interesting thing that they've done with the character. Yeah, since I'll just say that. Yeah, since Scott Snyder in 2013 with Death of the Family. That's what I'll say.
Agreed.
I'm letting this one bank a while. Again, based on what was said on this channel, I just committed to reading Matt Fraction's Iron Man run.
Oh, isn't it great?
Yeah.
Oh, snap!
Hey, Kody,
who's this guy who's late?
Crashing the party. Hey, how's it going, everybody?
What's up?
Fashionably late. Let's see. I was blathering about. So I've just read all of Matt Fraction's Iron Man run, and this one I'm just letting a few more issues come out. So when I commit to reading it, there'll be a year and a half.
There'll be more.
Yeah.
I love how Fraction handles the tech. Of course, I loved his Iron Man run, so I should have known that I'd love the Batman run. And I love the fact that he'll get into some of the tech of Batman, and Jorge will do big pages with the. I really enjoyed that in Volume 1. So big fan of Fractions Batman run so far.
Dude, the technology stuff is fun. I find that really enjoyable as well. Kody, you're a single issues reader. I know that you're reading Matt Fraction's Batman.
Can't miss it, Dom. So good. I think that maybe I like maybe the first arc a little more, but I overall like where the direction's going from Matt Fraction. Of course, we're heading to I think it's called the Bad Seed event, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I like everything that's going on here. I did want to note you do get some fill-in issues with Ryan Sook. Ryan Sook's got a pretty cool look for Batman, his little corner of Gotham. So yeah, I think this is a pretty good collected edition here with the Batman Volume 2.
Yes, indeed. Hot singles in your area. We got at least 2 here. Listen. We've also got Justice League Unlimited Volume 4, Villain Amnesty, the last of these same day standard size hardcover and trade paperback releases, $24.99, $17.99 coming out on the 1st of December. This is going to collect issues 17 through 22 of Justice League Unlimited, with not a cover from Dan Mora, but instead one of Mark Waid's partner on Superman Birthright, Neil Francis Yu, for this set.
I like Justice League Unlimited, man. It's all every issue or every paperback that I've read of that is always something good. And I like how it changes, you know.
Yeah, I've read the first 3 volumes. I've not read this one. It's not what you'd call a life-changing experience, but Mark Waid's always good, and it's a really nice concept that I'm glad it was picked up on.
Yeah, that's the real question. When is Wade's World Finest getting an Omni? I think Omar asked this to Wade when they were talking about his brand new Empire, I guess, recollection that's coming out on a fundraising platform. I think Wade said that he wants to get to issue 100. So whenever they get the first 50 issues snuggled in, I'm sure that's when we'll get an Omni Fear Monarch. And we're only on issue 55 as of September 2026.
I'm going to be the dissenter here and say that I've actually been disappointed by this run. Not to say that it's bad, but certainly that I was expecting more. I was hoping that the Justice League book would kind of be the place to go for the big, epic, forward momentum stories in DC. And that hasn't been the case. It feels sort of smaller. It's not small scale, but small consequence, maybe.
That's a good way to put it, Sean. I think so. At one point, I had dropped Justice League Unlimited. They were getting into some of the crossover events and stuff like that, and I wasn't feeling it necessarily. I guess they had some crossovers with it was with the World's Finest title too, right?
Although we are yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of missed me there. I did jump back on it. I'm hoping that it gets back to like that first arc where it's just like the team of small members of the Justice League just going in to do a mission. Really felt like the cartoon show. You know what I'm saying? Like it just felt like you can showcase different members of the Justice League all doing different stuff. I feel like it kind of lost that in maybe like the first and the second arc. Then you get thrown into the crossovers. So hopefully it finds its footing again. But I think I'm leaning towards Sean and thinking that a little bit disappointing overall. You know, you hear Mark Waid coming to a Justice League title. It's like, oh crap, this is gonna be crazy. You know, I don't know.
Well, this is where we return to what I was saying earlier about I try to calibrate my expectations at reasonable. Yeah. I agree with everything you just said. I mean, yeah, it contents itself being meat and potatoes. It's really, really good meat and potatoes. It's really, really solid meat and potatoes, but it's meat and potatoes. So I calibrated my expectations, to reasonable, and I, it's not like I regret reading it. I don't. But you're right. Yeah, it's not a double plus. So.
Right. It's not like I have to be there at the event. It's like, you know what, I can enjoy this whenever it comes out, but it's not like top end of my list.
Yeah, it's like a rotating cast. Do you think there should be a permanent cast of people in every issue, or do you guys like?
No, I like the rotating. The rotating's fun.
Well, that's what Justice League Unlimited is about. It would be a bit odd if you did Justice League Unlimited and it was very limited.
Right.
It's always always the same. I mean, if you want
JLL.
you can just do Justice League. I did in years past get a little tired of Justice League because it was always the big seven, as they called them. And it's like, oh, here they are again, and they're punching Darkseid in the face, and okay. I actually like the rotation. Back when Jerry Conway was writing, he would usually pick like one of the big dogs would be there, usually Superman or Batman or Wonder Woman or whatever, and then maybe the Flash, and then have some second stringers. Because the second stringers are really interesting, like Firestorm or Zatanna or Elongated Man.
Well,
so,
Lars, people like us who are big Legion fans.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We remember how every issue would have a different group of Legionnaires,
exactly.
Doing whatever. And I sort of like the way that Justice League United is doing it that way with changing group every arc. So I do like that.
Well, that's one of the great things about the cartoon is that you didn't feel like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman were overpowering everything. I mean, there were episodes featuring them, absolutely, but characters like, Green Arrow or Huntress or Question would get their due. There was quite a lot done with Question in that series. So, yeah, I rotation is what I'm, buying in for it or buying in.
The one thing I'll say before we move off of Justice League Unlimited, I would say probably just in terms of like if you laid out all the DC current series, Justice League Unlimited is probably like middle of the pack. Not gonna lie, you know what I mean? Like, if you have to choose between this and another series at a DC, like I more often than not, I probably lean towards the other series. But yeah,
for certain. No, I think I agree with you guys. On that front, and that also takes us to the end of the. Let me see if I can pull up my. Oh my gosh, this window's stupid. The end of the standard size hardcover and trade paperbacks route. Let's go ahead and look at the hardcovers. Very big surprise here. Not only has these are usually in the Image comic solicitations due to the Act 4 imprint being under Skybound. Act 4, of course, being Scott Doombier's artist edition, collector's editions route, but they have these in the DC solicitations as well. This is the DC Classics artist edition of Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, of course, the man who created the DC style guide, responsible for so many comics over the years. This is $150, 240 pages in that artist edition size and format, coming out on the 23rd of March of next year. So not this year, next year, collecting many issues inside, including 7 complete stories from Brave and the Bold 171, Gotham Knights 10, Jonah Hex 1977 1, Cinder and Ash 1, Action Comics 1000, and Secret Origins of the Phantom Stranger.
Wow. That's back from when I was a kid, man. Like 10 years old, little 10-year-old Ray getting Jose Luis Garcia Lopez drawn books. Fantastic.
I do have the style guide, so that is pretty cool. Nice collected edition in on the shelf. I don't know about these artist editions. I would have to have maybe like a connection to for me to take the plunge into buying something like this. How do you guys feel about, I guess, just artist editions in general?
I think you hit on the right head. If we got to connect, like if they put out a Mike Grell Legion one, I would 100% grab that. Or, there are some artists that really caught my attention. I wasn't the biggest Kurt Swan fan, but there were different artists during that era of DC greatness in the 1970s, 80s. So I'm just thinking of who the artist would be that I would grab. It just depends on who the artist is.
Too rich for my blood.
Yeah, someone commented 150 for 240 pages. So
I'm really glad these exist. I've been tempted by the X-Men ones or the George Perez one, certainly, but like you, I have a hard time justifying $150 retail for an exceptionally detailed art book. Really,
were you a fan of the Mike Grell era of Legion, Lars?
Well,
make sure to drink.
Yeah, everyone drink. Well, that's before my time. So, so
you never read Mike Grell issues?
No, I read it, but I'm just saying I wasn't there when it was coming out.
Oh yeah.
I think some people have a due affection for it because they were there when it was coming out, and it did up the game considerably. And Mike Grell's wonderful. But I wasn't there. I didn't come along until some years later. Yeah, he's great though. I mean, yeah, basically any artist edition of Mike Grell would be worth having.
I think the issue. Go ahead.
I have a fondness for that era. I think I would go out of my way to buy something like that.
Sure. Yeah. How many artist editions do you have?
I don't have. I'd have none.
Yeah.
This
For the guy who quintupled it, this is a surprise.
Sean, I assume you don't have any.
No.
Sean.
No.
Okay. Kody, any for you?
I think I have like a Ramita, like Spider-Man weird one that I got like pretty cheap, but less than 5 in my collection for sure for these artist editions. Yeah.
Yeah. Dom, are you a believer?
I don't have any. Like this is for, in my mind, the ultra collector. I am. Unfortunately not one of the. And when you can only spend so much money on a certain allocation of comics, that there's only so much you can get. As much as I would love to have one of these, there's no space on my KLAX for them, and there's no space in my office.
The other problem, is that you can't rack them very effectively. Like the X-Men ones were tempting. I mean, you put in front of me like John Byrne, Dave Cockrum,
right, or Paul Smith,
Paul Smith. I mean, Jesus Christ. But the price and where do you put them? And I worry that the price would exceed the ability that I'd be able. I don't own a lot of art books just because, my ability to enjoy them is not high compared to the price.
Yeah, it's something where I marvel at the restoration work that
absolutely
Scott Doombeer puts into because nobody does restoration Scott. But it's also something where it's more so appreciated for me than let me go ahead and spend $150 out of my wallet to get something like this. But
it is interesting to see the state of the original art and what's happened to it over time and so on. Speaking of someone, I kind of casually follow the original art market, and sometimes the pieces have not been well taken care of, and it just breaks your heart. I mean, there was a cover that went recently for like 18,000 or something like that, even though it looked like it was just in deplorable shape. I'm like, okay, so yeah.
Do I marvel at DC? Hey, listen, you had to throw something in there, right, for the puns. But yes, I do indeed. We've also got Rorschach by Tom King and Jorge Fornes.
I guess they didn't. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Being solicited, $49.99, 336 pages. 1st of December, this is going to collect the 12-issue series.
I guess come to think of it, they didn't do a deluxe of this. They just did a standard
size hardcover,
Standard hardcover, yeah.
So good.
Yeah, this one left me a little cold, if I'm being honest.
I was going to say, I hear mixed things. I've not read it myself. One of the Tom King stories that I haven't read, but I'd be curious. I guess Sean and Lars, you guys have differing opinions on this one.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Go ahead, Sean.
Well, I found this compelling because as much as it's called Rorschach, it really doesn't have a ton to do with Watchmen. So you can read this without back knowledge and you'll be fine. It's not disrespectful to the Watchmen. It really does fuse the concept of sort of where we've been politically over the past few years. It fuses that with a story that is really about comics and about the comic book industry and about comic book creators. And if that sounds weird to you, it is very weird. Rorschach is the kind of book that I think if you've been a fan of Tom King's for a while, it's probably going to land somewhere where you're either going to really love it or not. And that's kind of where I'm at with Tom. This was one that I loved, and a big reason for that is the stellar Jorge Fornes artwork.
Jorge Fornes is that guy. That's right.
Yeah, I think I'm actually somewhere in the middle. I'm a bit agnostic about it. I didn't hate it. It's probably because Tom King does so many series where you're just like, what? His Adam Strange one was, he finds these angles. The Adam Strange one had a shocking angle. I mean, to do the Human Target with Justice League International was just bizarre. This one, great art, and it was weird, but I found it to be the most reliably weird of his series. Like if I'd sat down and gone, what do you expect will happen here, Lars? Or what do you expect it's going to be like? this one would have most closely matched the description I would have come up with. So I think that's where I found it not predictable. It kind of ran as I would expect.
Okay.
Whereas so much of what else he does doesn't run as I would expect.
We need a Danger Street Deluxe Edition. That's what we need.
We
huh?
do.
That one was freaking.
That's like one of the most underrated series I've ever read.
Nobody
ever,
talked
ever.
about
No
it
one talked
either
about
when
it
it was
ever,
coming out.
ever.
No, I read that one on DC Infinite, and I was like, you're like, what?
And then yeah.
Like again, if I'd sat down and read, what do you expect from this? It would have been miles from what I was given, miles. So yeah, then this is good. No, I mean I'm not saying people shouldn't read it, but it's the one that tripped my trigger the least. Yeah,
It seems like people are also split on it in the chat too. So I will be interested to see what you guys have to say about that. Are you guys getting it? Are you guys not getting it? Seems like we have at least one person on this panel.
Sean might have sold me on it. I'm thinking I might get it. I
like
well, Sean, are you upgrading for this one?
Absolutely not. However, I think with Tom King, I especially encourage people to read for themselves because it's always going to be like you very uniquely you and where you land. Like there are some Tom King books people love that I despise, and vice versa. So,
like you
Absolutely. Well, and the thing is, like, I don't necessarily like. I'm so glad, okay. I'm so glad he's kind of writing apocrypha, as it were, because I don't actually like what he did to the Adam Strange character in Adam Strange, but it was so well written, and it doesn't count as continuity anyway.
Right.
So if it had been in continuity, I would have had significant issues with it, but it wasn't, so it was fine.
I think that's why you gotta slap the black label tag on him.
Black
so
label.
You can,
Oh yeah, oh absolutely.
so you can have that detachment.
Is this
As a-
Black Label?
This is Black Label.
It is Black Label. There you go. Yeah.
Which is all weird considering Watchmen, but alas, if you are interested, you're a big Tom King fan, this is just another one to put on the list. We got this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, we got the second omnibus of the Silver Age era of Batman. $100, 768 pages, coming out on the 1st of December. This is going to collect Batman issues 117 through 132 and Detective Comics 258 through 281, with Adventure Comics 253 and Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane 6, which were not part of the Edelweiss Fall 2026 catalog, featuring a very, very famous cover by Kurt Swan, featuring our good old friend Mr. Freeze before he got the upgrade in terms of his suit.
He looks like he's frosting them. You know,
It very much does so, yes.
he's trapped them in some sort of angel food cake, and now he's frosting them.
he reminds me of the Grinch or the Green Goblin.
Giving
God, you're
Grinch,
right.
giving Goblin. It's true.
Yeah.
That
He
color
does
combo.
look like the Grinch. That's hysterical.
You're a mean one.
You mean Mr. Zero, but this isn't Mortal Kombat Saturday. Wait, that is right. Yeah. Sub-Zero.
Yeah, Mr.
Ice
That's right. He
Crimes
was
and
originally
Mr.
called.
Zero, that's right.
Yeah.
No Silver Age Batman. Most wanted for Wesley Wiggins, which is a good thing. Not sure how I feel about Silver Age. This is good. It starts when the rest of the Silver Age starts. So I'm looking at like 1960-ish. And we end when Dennis O'Neil and Neil Adams take it over in the Bronze Age. So, but the way that they're splitting up, we also talked about this in the DC Finest live stream, where he gets a completely brand new look in the mid 60s. And they look at that as a different era compared to the hokey dokey Silver Age material that you're going to be getting for the first half of the 60s.
Yeah. Well, I always get pelted with eggs when I say that. For many of us, not for everyone, certainly, the Silver Age is primarily of historical interest. You know, it's like I respect it, I appreciate it. I don't really enjoy reading it. There's other people who do, and that's fine.
Yeah,
But
I'm an idiot and I read all of it, so you know you have to take you have to take what it gives you. But happily so.
I'm glad they changed the name because Mr. Zero. It does sound like he's a bit of a loser, isn't it?
Yes.
You know,
And when you combine it with that costume,
he's right. He's a sad bachelor. He doesn't have any friends. He goes out at night, traps heroes, and frosts them. into some sort of cake so we can try to enjoy.
Well, look at you, Lars. You would have filled in well for Bill Finger if you lived in the 60s.
Right. Yeah, no, because he doesn't say Mr. Zero for very long, does he?
No, but we have Mr. Freeze now, and that's all that matters. And another book that you guys voted for on the 2025 Most Wanted DC Omnibus reprints poll, DC decided to say yes, let's do it. We got the Christopher Priest Deathstroke Omnibus. This is the Rebirth run, $175, 1,392 pages, collecting Deathstroke Rebirth 1 and all of those issues of Deathstroke, and the Lazarus crossover, or Lazarus Contract crossover with Titans and Teen Titans, along with the Terminus Agenda crossover between Teen Titans as well. And a story from DC Universe Holiday Special #1, A Wilson Family Christmas. The cover shown here is different than
a new cover.
This is a Lee Weeks cover.
Isn't it?
That's a new cover.
Well, crap. Now I have a dilemma because I have the original, but I've never quite. The cover to the original is fine. I just never felt like it actually represented. It wasn't particularly representative of.
No, it was. It just.
within.
I mean, I like Dave Johnson, but it just to me is like a regular Dave Johnson pinup. And
yes.
there's
It
a
was.
one.
It was like. Yeah.
me
It
see if I
didn't feel like they tied it. Yeah. No, that's fine, but it's not tied too well to what's within. It's like, well, we're just gonna pick a random variant cover and stick it on there.
Yeah.
Shit. But.
Man, if only you could like
175
trade the dust jacket, huh, Lars?
Yeah,
I
that
know.
would be preferable. That would
Does
be
it-
preferable. But this one's enormous. I'm not surprised it's 175.
Yeah, so on the note of that trading, Kody, in sports, if a player is traded after like a year of you buying their jersey, and they run this through American Express, they will guarantee you that new team's jersey when they get traded. I wish that DC and Marvel had something like that.
Right. Especially because people really care about like the bullet logos lining up on their volume 1 and 2. Stuff like that. So, yeah, I was gonna say.
Is Ray showing crack again? Well, it is $175, but it's a very chunky Omni. You're not going to be disappointed with how much you're gonna be reading in there.
No, it's not. It's just that some people, even if you're giving good value, you start to sweat bullets. Again, the JLA by Mark Waid one being 175, that's worrying. And I love that material. That's great. I love this material even more. Well, I already have it, so I guess I should just stick with the original. Yeah.
With art, the art is so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
In this album. Oh
Yeah.
Anyone else having trouble hearing Ray?
Yeah, Ray.
What?
Are you guys not hearing me?
It might not be that mic, Ray, maybe. Because when you brought it closer to you, you didn't get louder. Try tapping it or something.
Is it
Okay, it is that mic.
Interesting.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The weird technical difficulties. Yeah. What's up? What's with the logo? Listen, there's something about, I think, especially people like me that just have an inkling to see everything consistently lined. I know that what's on the inside is most important, but exteriors also matter too, because all of these books have covers, and these covers feature characters that we like, and also feature art that we hopefully also like as well. So,
The cover can make a big difference because, like, I love Hellblazer by Garth Ennis and Steve Dillon, and yet but they put that Glenn Fabry cover on the Omnibus, and I'm like, I'm just not into that particular piece. Deathstroke by Christopher Priest, if we haven't sung his praises enough, I mean, it is a fascinating take on the character. Priest really gets in there, and the angle of him. I mean, and he's still a villain. I mean, Priest way wants to paint him as an anti-hero or anything like that. He's a freaking murderer. But he's got these 3 kids, and he's a man who actually does love his children, but is incapable of admitting it. And the family dynamics in here are really, really interesting.
Yeah, the dysfunction, I think, in this particular book is easily the best thing that it's got going for it. I remember, like, I read it in singles, and that was always something that I wanted to see, whether it's him and his family, or his own version of the secret society of supervillains that was it, like with Terra, Vandal Savage, and a couple of others when he has his own team. It's really, really interesting to see him try to handle that stuff. And in no way, you like Lars said, you're rooting for this guy. Like, there is at no point in this book, or I'm telling myself, oh yeah, I kind of feel for. I'm like, there's no way I feel for this idiot, but it's still fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, well, everyone in here makes a lot of bad decisions. I mean, really, with the exception of Rose and to some degree Wintergreen, everyone else is just falling. One of the more regrettable elements that I do criticize is that ultimately it does kind of mess up Jericho's character.
It does.
It tries to go for, well, he is a good person, but he keeps making, some ill-advised decisions. And like, you can buy that for a while, but I think by the time the series finished, he's like, no, Jericho's a bad person, and we need to stop pretending otherwise.
Right. Which is so weird because he's been a member of the Teen Titans.
It's an odd way to go. But other than that, I love just about everything Christopher Priest, writes.
Yeah,
so,
I agree. Yeah. Rebirth Run, if you have not checked it out, I would definitely suggest doing so. Again, there's a reason to why DC is listening to your guys' voices and reprinting. So I am Carl. Lars, I will let you.
Well, that's part of a much bigger discussion. Again, I mentioned that there's an associate of mine who, a lot of people follow a lot of series for many, many years. Like a buddy of mine in Georgia, was a Superman devotee and read Superman for decades. Whether it was good, whether it was bad, he read it. But then an associate of mine confessed to me, he's like, the one comic I have never missed, never been without, is The Punisher. And that, now, like, don't get me wrong, I like The Punisher. I appreciate The Punisher. I've read Punisher stories, but I'm like, you need to do some self-reflection. I mean, if the Punisher is the one character that you have prized above all others and deserves this level of obsession, that you need to stop and reconsider your choices. You do, and I hate to be like that, but it's like, come on here. So yeah, no, Deathstroke's not a hero. Good grief.
Absolutely not one at all. But again, all the more power to you and your wallet, if that is the way that you view. We've also got
looking forward to this one.
The Omnibus of JLA, the Bronze Age.
Yes.
We have also contacted DC about the content, so I just want to point out the price again at 125, 912 pages, 17th of November. This is going to collect JLA 183 to 206, New Teen Titans 4, Wonder Woman 195 through 197, The Fury of Firestorm issue number 4, and by the help with you guys, your guys' suggestions, their editors were also able to add in Flash 289 through 293.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Stories from Action Comics 534 with Airwave and the Sorcerer's Apprentice in 535, along with the Secret Origin of the Justice League mini comics sold previously exclusively through the Leaf Candy Company. So they're leaving no stone unturned for this particular Bronze Age Conway and Levitt's Omni.
It's a bitchin' cover if they stick with that one. Yeah.
Ray, you're a stickler for this, though.
I wish my mic was working. I don't know what's going on with my mic.
I'm sorry, Ray. You're going to have to resort to sign language and semaphore.
Say something, Ray.
It's just really quiet. I wonder if it's a gain issue or something, Ray, or like a.
My mic is not working. Damn, I don't know what happened. I love this stuff.
He loves this stuff, guys. If you couldn't hear it.
Sorry, you guys can't hear me. I'll try to figure it out.
Why did you not learn sign language in anticipation that this could happen? I just went to a college event where you do sound like the Atom. It's true. Yeah, well done. I just went to a college event where I had helped someone to write the graduation speech, the commencement speech. And for some reason, a buddy said, okay, your job is to watch the person doing the sign language. We need to know how they sign Dungeons and Dragons. I'm like, we do? Okay. You do. And we actually went up and asked them after. It is the way you do dragon is kind of like, it is quite cool. Yeah.
But you are also excited for this, Lars. Like,
Yeah. Well, for me, this is where Justice League really starts. I mean, George Perez's arrival really elevates it. It's not that I don't appreciate what came before. It's not that I don't appreciate Dick Dillon and the rest. But
and Mike Sikowski.
Oh yes, yeah, no, sure, yeah, but somehow you feel like the game has been upped, and it's just it's a one. And again, the variety of the characters, rotating in and out. You got some cracking. Again, these trio of issues, which are a crossover with Justice Society and the Secret Society of Supervillains, is really good. It's just again, it's very meat and potatoes Bronze Age material, but they're killing it. They're killing it. So I don't own any Justice League omnibuses prior to this one. I'll buy this one.
Oh, sure. Will this be printed period paper? We only have one Omni so far that will have this like confirmed, but I am more than happy to reach out to our contacts to ask them about this as well. So hopefully I'll be able to.
A big reason for them to not do that was this is volume 4. You'd want it to match what came before, I would think.
Pretty much, yeah. But again, like what we've been told is that everything 1980, like published in 1980 and beforehand, will have at as much period appropriate paper for their books as possible. Just wanted to reiterate that.
I think I'm in. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry. Better late than never, right? You see the Joker and he is destroying government property, and you get there just 5 minutes before he destroys everything. That's 5 minutes that you could. You know what? I have no idea what I'm saying anymore. We've got the Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps omnibus by Robert Venditti, Volume 1, $100, 784 pages. This is going to collect Green Lantern Lost Army Sneak Peek and the 6-issue Green Lantern Lost Army series, along with Edge of Oblivion 1 through 6, the Rebirth one-shot to the series, and the first 21 issues of Hal and Pals, as many people like to call it, with pencil art from EVS and Rafa Sandoval from issue number 1 as well.
Fantastic.
I actually I like it when they put out these slimmer volumes at $100 each. 784 pages for $100. Yeah, I mean that just price wise hits me in the face less. So
yeah. We are continuing with the Venditti runs.
I thought it was good. I thought the Venditti run was good.
I really like the Rebirth stuff for me for Venditti. I find a lot stronger than New 52. But this is, I mean, if you are looking for really, really good Green Lantern comics, maybe not exceptional, but really good, this is where you will be able to find it. What Venditti is able to do in the scope of Rebirth is figure out a way to place Hal back in, the wider DC universe with the arrival of brand new corpsmen, Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz, and giving him his own solid foundation to be able to do whatever the heck he wants. And I found this volume to be very entertaining. It's got great early Rafa Sandoval art from where he first appeared in Catwoman. Now he has leveled up a bit. If you're an absolute Superman fan and you want to see some earlier Rafa Sandoval art, this is the place to get it. And yeah, this is also one of the books that never got the deluxe or oversized treatment during the Rebirth days, much like Aquaman, much like a couple of those other books that just never got the bump. So very, very excited to be able to get this as well.
So this says volume 1. I guess
technically volume
2 would complete
volume 3. Yeah, volume 2 would complete the set, and if you are getting the New 52 Hal Jordan Green Lantern by Robert Venditti, this would technically be volume 3 in your set.
Okay. Interesting. Gotcha.
For Justice League of America, the Bronze Age Omnibus Volume 4, does this directly follow into Detroit era? Is there's a lot in between?
No, they'll need to do a number 5.
Yeah, there will need to be at least one more Omni. Well, there will be one more Omni at some point before we get to that Detroit era Omni, etc. Yeah.
Green Lantern. Oh, great. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, thank you for the super chat, Wolf01 Vereen H1E. And the dash in between that E and H. Is this Green Lantern Omni different or a reprint? No, this is a different. This is the Rebirth run. So in Rebirth, they had two different runs. You had your standard affair with Hal Jordan as one of your two books, and the other one was a good cop, bad cop, if you will, procedure between Simon Boz and Jessica Cruz that was written by Sam Humphries and also by Tim Seeley much later. This is the regular Hal Jordan, I follow whatever adventures he's going on, Green Lantern book. This is a brand new omnibus that DC has not reprinted from material 2016 and after. Hopefully that answers your question.
I read this stuff from the library. It was good. I enjoyed it. I don't need to own it, but Green Lantern fans might well feel differently. Yeah,
for sure. If you're a big Green Lantern fan, this is a need. This is a need to have on your shelf, I think, at some point. If you also do not have the third omnibus of this, I know that a lot of people probably missed out on the good old days of Deathstroke. See, this is where we get the Deathstroke is an actual villain portion conversation, Lars, with the Judas contract collected in here. This is the third Omni of the New Teen Titans 2026 reprint. Marv Wolfman, George Perez, of course, $100. This is going to collect New Teen Titans 42 through 68, New Teen Titans 1 through 9 with the relaunch in 1984, and Tales of the Teen Titans Annual issue number 3.
Is this a lot of the same material as that DC Finest on?
Yes. Yeah. Pretty much the same material as a DC
That's
Finest.
That's probably how I would
quite a bit
decide
of it
to collect this stuff. But
same.
Yeah. Again, really glad they did it slimmer and $100 each. I think the previous ones were $75. I got mine for $75. I like that because the precursors to this, the first Teen Titans omnibuses were enormous, and also, by the way, they didn't stay open. Like the spine, like you open them, and if you let go, they would close shut.
Like a bear trap.
It was a bear trap. It was a disaster. These are really good, though. I have these.
Sean, have you read the Judas contract?
I have indeed. Actually, a listener got it for me, and so I read it that way, and it was quite good. Yeah.
What do you think of Deathstroke's character in the Judas contract?
That was the
well,
only...
he's not a hero. I mean,
yeah. That and believe it or not, that and Dark Crisis are the only times I've seen Deathstroke as a villain. He's always some kind of weird anti-hero or something else like that. So I was really pleased to see him just be bad, you know.
He is not indeed a great character. Yeah, they're reprinting these Titans comics like candy. Yeah, Sean Barnes, any idea of a potential release date for Green Lantern Compendium Volume 3, which would be Blackest Night? I hope that we get news at some point soon. I really hope that it is indeed soon, but my understanding is that the first two volumes did well. Always, on the fence of these, but the finest maybe pull the trigger on these stories. I love this run.
Sean, did you read the Judas contract cold without reading what had come before it?
Yes.
Okay. I was kind of wondering how that was going to go over because I know I was there at the time, and the Judas contract is kind of the culmination of storylines that have been running for about a year and a half. And I think if you were there as it went along, the revelation that, oh, by the way, Terra is a traitor, and this and this and this, and oh, by the way, they're making their move. I mean, that made it a lot more impactful. How did you feel just reading it alone?
I was going to say that helps to know because just raw as a story, like it was good, but I felt like I was missing what made it great.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
because the lead up is, go ahead, Lars.
Well, wait, because one of the things, because again, Tara is kind of introduced, and she's kind of deliberately made as sort of a Kitty Pryde character because Kitty Pryde had been doing really well in X-Men. And Wolfman and Perez were like, well, let's introduce a sort of Kitty Pryde character for the Titans. But then you realize, oh my God, she's plotting with Deathstroke to kill them all. And it doesn't really deviate from that. I mean, it's like, no, she's not faking. She doesn't really, have any... She's working with Deathstroke to kill them all. It was stunningly impactful at the time.
It is, and like the lead up to it, where you actually, I think, garner affection for this one particular character, only to see, oh, that's the twist.
Well, I mean, because Beast Boy or Changeling falls for her.
Mm-hmm.
Changeling falls as well for her, which is why he and the others can't accept that she's gone bad. And spoilers, when she dies, I mean, he is just utterly devastated. You know. So yeah, spoilers on comics that came out in the early Reagan era.
He calls
There are people watching this right now who don't even know who you're talking about when you say Reagan.
Yeah. Reagan, who?
Does that put that idea in people's heads?
Reagan, what line is he on? Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
We got Dave Gibbons' World's Finest in deluxe edition. Steve Rude on art. I always love Steve Rude's art. 1st of December, $34.99. Collecting the 3-issue 1990 series. Have any of y'all read this?
I have that cover. I have the
really nice cover.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever reading that.
I
don't know if you guys can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now. Hey, he's back.
Thank God.
World's Finest 1990 1-3. I'm not sure I did read it. If I did read it, it didn't really register. I don't think I did.
Dang. I don't hear anybody talking about this one. So
That's crazy. So far behind New Comics. Yeah, Donna Troy is still around. She was most recently the leader of the Titans for a good year and a half.
Is she on Titan? No, she is on the Tate Bromble. She's there, right?
Yeah, if only for a bit, but she's no longer like leading the team.
She crops up in Wonder Woman. So
that's true too. She does make some appearances in Tom King's Wonder Woman.
You mentioned Donna Troy, and Maddie appears.
Indeed, yes. Can we catch Maddie, though, is the question. So, yeah, it seems like I have not yet read this, but it's Steve Rude on art. You have Carl Kessel on inks. This might need to be a pickup for me at some point. This was...
Oh, my. Ooh.
Can I point out one book I was excited about talking about was
yes.
On Age Volume 4, and my mic stopped working for that.
Why are you excited for it, Ray?
I just want to say how great that this omnibus is going to be. It's going to be fantastic. That's some awesome Justice League of America. And that's all. But thank you.
George Perez, baby. We got 2 George Perez omnis today, which is never a bad thing. Yeah, this is the period appropriate paper for sure that will be printed on, as it also says on the solicitations. This is the second omnibus of Mike Grell's Warlord, $100, coming out on the 3rd of November. Collecting issues 37 through 71, annual number 1, Amazing World of Comics, or DC Comics 13, pages from DC Sampler 2, page from DC Special Blue Ribbon Digest 10, extras from Warlord, The Savage Empire, and a brand new introduction by Mike Grell. And also an afterword by Dan Jurgens, of course, Dan Jurgens, who got some of his early starts in Warlord by Mike Grell as well.
Well, you forget how old Dan Jurgens is.
I don't know why you had to throw that in there, but okay.
He's been long, you know what I mean?
We forget how close to death he is.
Well, no.
Whoa, Ray.
No, I am not saying that's not what that was Lars that said that. I did not say that.
But
that was Lars that said that.
You basically said he's not long for this world, and he'll be
that's right. Saying he's closer to the end than he is
Dan
to
Jurgens does not look like he's as old as he is. It's like I'm paying him a compliment.
So he's even older than he
I
appears.
don't look as old as I am.
Yeah, he's older than
Yes. Dan, I don't expect you're listening to this, but you're aging very well. It's true.
He is aging very well, though.
Rapidly.
Your sass is not appreciated.
Does this complete the Warlord stuff?
No. There's still a lot more Warlord to be collected.
71.
No, there's still a lot more Warlord
There's still
to
a lot
be
more,
collected.
yeah.
They have a lot more, and they're gonna keep these omnis coming as long as people buy them. Let's see. Yeah, we do. So yeah, we're gonna figure out if Volume 4 will have
I think it's the new Titans, the new Titans Bronze Age that came out, new Teen Titans Bronze Age that came out had the paper. So I think all the Bronze Age books are going to start getting that paper.
Well, like I say, I kind of hope it won't, because people get OCD about the spines. And if
Right.
midway through you start changing the paper stock, I would think that would send people into a tizzy, but I don't know.
Can you kiss the paper though?
Can you kiss the paper?
Yeah.
Why would you want to kiss the paper?
Because it's new paper.
Dom, read comics, don't kiss them. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
The books with new paper are lighter.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're pretty good.
Mm.
And I like the paper in the new Teen Titans Bronze Age. I love the first Warlord. The paperwork's really good. I'd be shocked if it isn't the new paper.
See, Maddie supports me, guys. Why can't you four support me?
I didn't say anything.
It's your
Okay.
it's your Omnidom. You can kiss it if you want.
All right, why does Lars not support me? My bad.
I support you. I just worry you're going to kind of soil your comics with lip prints. But hey, if collectability is not an issue for you, then go ahead.
We just don't want you to get paper cuts, Dom, on your lips.
That
on your
too.
lips there, yeah.
Oh, that's also true.
Yes, also it's potentially not very sanitary, but whatever. So.
Dan was going to be raised for his guest, and now after that comment,
I'll never get a comic creator to be a guest on my show ever.
oh no, you can only kiss trouble. Let's see. I missed the cop. Yeah, Fernando Hernandez asks, "What exactly is Warlord, Lars?"
It's a good question.
I mean, it's sword and sorcery.
Imagine John Carter landing somewhere else but Mars.
Yeah. It's
There you go.
Is it like Ohio or something?
it's sword and sorcery done with in Mike Grell's inimitable style.
Mm.
My again appetite for sword and sorcery comes and goes, so it's not necessarily for me, but it's really good for what it is.
I'm in a sword and sorcery mood. I might have to dip into some Warlord.
Sometimes.
'Cause I feel like
Might
the
have to,
current
yeah.
state of like ongoing comics, there's not a ton of fantasy stuff coming out. So yeah.
I only bought one issue of Warlord because it was like $1 at the dollar bin at my local comic shop, and I was like bagging and bored, and I just read it off whim. I was like, "Oh, this is fun." I don't know what this is, but this looks like fun.
Fun is a very nice description of Warlord. It's just just a fun book.
Kody, are you? You said you're lacking fantasy. Are you reading Kaya by chance?
I'm not Kai. Yeah, I had Kai in the trades. I'm probably waiting for Wes Craig. Put out some deluxes on that, man. I think that'd be really cool. I have like the first 2 trades though, Sean.
Dude, it's one of my favorite books being published right now, and I was like you, feeling the same way, and it's scratching that itch of like, I mean, it's an all ages book, but there are some great themes in it, like a theme of identity. There's dragons, there's all kinds of cool fantasy stuff. It's an awesome mashup.
The only thing I remembered really was it was like a brother and sister relationship at the beginning, right?
Yeah.
So that had me hooked. I got to get back to Kaya for sure.
Wes Craig, good. We've also got a new cover for the 4th omnibus of Batman the Golden Age, just like Deathstroke getting a new cover. Also giving us a new cover for Batman the Golden Age, $100, 784 pages. This is going to collect Detective 93 to 112, Batman to 2635, stories from World's Finest Comics 15 through 22, and a new foreword by Michael Urey.
I'll get this. I bought volumes 1, 2, and 3 a couple weeks ago, so I'll definitely get volume 4.
Yeah, Wes is going to be getting volume 4, so we got 2 people here immediately suiting up for the Golden Age Omni.
Well, and they seem reasonably committed to reprinting this, which is good because the later volumes have been going for a lot of money.
They have indeed.
Now, that's not always indicative that there's future sales to be had, but it's Batman, so I'm sure they can.
How many volumes were the Golden Age? Like 10?
And there was 10. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Starting with volume 7, they can get particularly expensive, but not for much longer.
And I hope that they continue afterwards of volume 4. Let's go ahead and look into the trade paperbacks, though. The first book of which is the final volume of Rick Veitch's Swamp Thing. $39.99, 424 pages, collecting you Titan 0, Swamp Thing 80 through 87, and Annual 5, and Swamp Thing 1989, 1 through 4.
Soft cover. I might have expected the hardcover for this one.
Dude,
Just want to put it out there.
Sean, what's up?
I have absolutely no familiarity with Rick Veitch's Swamp Thing at all, outside of the Swamp Thing 1989 that's happening right now, that they're publishing monthly. And these issues are amazing. This is great comics. Don't let the date fool you or make you think that this isn't for you. If you've ever enjoyed Swamp Thing, if you kind of enjoy those headier, heavier stories that still have charm and fun, but are definitely taking you places, taking Swamp Thing places that you never thought before, I feel like this is a very, very strong pickup.
Swamp Thing might be one of those characters like we talk about, like Daredevil or like maybe Flash, like just characters that have like really well acclaimed runs. Like almost every run in this character is like some of the good stuff. So yeah, especially with that recommendation, Sean, I gotta get in some Rick Veitch or Veitch.
It's Veitch. It's Veitch.
Okay, because I forgot the joke, and then you joke about it the wrong way so long that you forget the original.
Yeah. I always say things the wrong way, but this one is actually something that I do phonetically have correct under my English belt. Is that the phrase? I don't know anymore. But yes, I agree with Sean. The only reason that I wanted to read it is just literally because of the controversy, and I was thoroughly amazed at the storytelling. It's in the book.
Yeah, although in the previous show, okay, we need to be a little careful here because I see what you're saying when you're making the comparison to Daredevil. But in a previous show, they were kind of like, Swamp Thing is Marvel's Daredevil. It's like, no, not in terms of popularity and renown. And it's like, let's get real here. Swamp Thing is not on the level of Daredevil, certainly not with the mass public. But there have been many good Swamp Thing runs, yeah.
Nice.
Sean, what were you going to say?
Oh, Dom, you've read the material that's released of 1989 so far?
I've read the first issue.
What was so controversial, dude? Nothing happened.
Nothing. Right.
There's a whole messianic.
I know I'm going to get pelted when I say this. You have to put yourself in the mind of what was going on in 1989.
Yeah. Fair.
And honestly, here's the thing. I know I won't get a lot. The publisher part of me is when I try to put myself in DC's shoes, I can see the reasons that they didn't publish it. Absolutely. And in fact, if they had published it and it had been an uproar, people probably would have gotten fired over that. I mean, sometimes there's a temptation here to go, oh, it was just censorship, and why didn't they publish this? Well, they didn't want to get fired because at the time, with kind of the fear was that it would cause this reaction among the religious right. It would be an uproar, at which point their bosses at Warner Brothers are going to call them, and they're going to go, where is it in your job description to be pissing off mainstream Christianity like this? And if the answer became, we're trying to sell Swamp Thing comics, they would be like, that's great, you're fired.
Gotta look at the country. We were a very conservative country in 1989.
Yeah.
And if you look at who was in charge and what was going on in this country, this was right at this post-Reagan era. You got Bush as president. This country had this big conservative wave going on. It's understandable when you put yourself. A lot of you guys weren't born yet in 1989. Those of us living in 1989, we can understand it.
Well, I believe
at the time it was Tribune Company. Was it the Tribune Company that owned them?
Possibly. Yeah. Wait, who owned DC? What?
Oh yeah, who owned DC back then? Was it
Warner Brothers? Warner Brothers.
Warner.
But I mean, didn't the Tribune Company own Warner Brothers in '89? I'm just trying to.
I don't.
I'm trying to figure out how it works.
The thing was, from memory, I hope I'm right in saying there may have actually been some reaction just even before it came out. Just the mere suggestion, hey, there's going to be this issue of Swamp Thing with Jesus Christ and so on. Even that was starting to get noticed, and people are starting to get upset about it. So, I mean, we don't know because they didn't publish it, but like their publishing it might have actually prompted an outcry. And again, the question would be like, okay, and look, I'm all for pissing people off, but you need to piss people off for a reason.
Yeah.
I love, the Monty Python movie, Life of Brian. I love Life of Brian. it manages to piss people off, but there's some things to say, and there's reasons why it pisses people off. If the reason to piss people off is just, well, we're flogging Swamp Thing, that's like, you're fired. So that's why.
Okay.
Yeah. No, you could understand it. You guys, it's not like today. For example, the president went after Jimmy Kimmel today, and people were canceling this subscription and everything, and they brought him back. 1989, they wouldn't have brought it back. So DC decided, you know what? Let's just not even publish it. We don't want the hassle. Times were different.
Times were very different. Yeah, right.
1989,
Yeah,
Lars was running
I
around.
felt like that
you know,
sometimes. The other thing to mention is I read the Jesus issue here, and and again, I feel like something that Life of Brian has things to say. I wasn't automatically sure this did. I thought it was treating Jesus of Nazareth like another DC Comics character, and it's like, sure, what are you trying to say? What am I supposed to take away from this? And I wasn't automatically sure there was that. It blended it into the origin of Etrigan, the demon. So I think it becomes a little harder to defend there as well. Again, Life of Brian you can defend because it has some sharp things to impress upon the viewer.
In 1989, I'm telling you, it's pretty much the same today, but nobody would even read it, but they would complain about it. They would bitch about it.
Yeah. Well, there is that too. Yes. Yeah,
just like the MAGA people who didn't even watch Jimmy Kimmel, but they bitched about it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying 1989, that's how it was. But those people had more power in 1989. And so DC said, you know what? We don't even want the hassle. So we're not going to publish it. That's what was going on.
Yeah.
Cool that it got to see the light of day eventually.
Yeah. No, I'm glad they published it now. Obviously, I'm glad they published it now. Yes, sorry, I was stumbling. Like, is it pronounced Etrigan or Etrig?
No, Trigon is No,
I'm not Trigon. No, I know it's not Trigon. Is it Etrigan?
Etrigan the demon.
Etrigan. That's how you say it. I'm getting stuck up in the pronunciation. Etrigan.
I mean, both do qualify as demonic figures.
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
Which is
Constantine.
It's Etrigan, not
Veitch, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly, Kody. Kody understands the phonetics.
Okay, and moving on.
When you talk about the demon today, it's Etrigan. That's the way you say.
Okay.
Did I rhyme? Possibly.
I didn't know that we would have a rhyming contest for a book
trying.
that doesn't even feature Etrigan. But
I'm
you
trying.
know, you learn new things every day. So I suppose we've got the first volume of Denise Camp's Bleeding Hearts.
Sick.
Outbreak. $17.99, collecting the first 6 issues of one of the first in a long wave of brand new Vertigo titles from DC.
This has got to be okay. So, like, how I would put it, okay, because I'm tracking all the Vertigo stuff as it's coming back. I think Peril of the Brutal Dark is my favorite series, but I think Bleeding Hearts is the best DC Vertigo series. This thing is just lights out from Dennis Camp's Upon Morian. It's got like this zombie who's turning more and more human-like. He's starting to gain empathy for these humans that he's supposed to be, in theory, eating. And so it's got this kind of interesting, and I guess people have said like, oh, they did that in Warm Bodies. I haven't seen Warm Bodies, the zombie movie, okay? So I haven't, to me, it's a fresh take on zombies. The zombies talk. They have their own like culture, and they have their own like weekly meetings, and they have their own holidays that they celebrate. It's just a really interesting sort of twist on the zombie story. And Stepan Morian's artwork, it's insane. It's so good. If you guys haven't read 20th Century Men out of Image, that's another great series from this creative team. But yeah, Bleeding Hearts is great stuff.
Did Dennis Camp just sign an exclusive contract with DC Comics? Is that true?
I saw that on Bleeding Cool Ray, which that's great because he was kind of towing the line a little bit, doing some event stuff out of Marvel, like the Ultimates, right? So yeah, really, really cool seeing him just to lean hard into DC. So yeah.
Yeah, it's their if Chris Conroy, he's got that exclusive to Marvel. This is their response to that, I would say. Sean, have you read this?
I have, and I got to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it.
Oh,
Yeah,
Okay.
I thought it was all right. It wasn't what I was expecting, which is okay, but it just netted out to be something that's not for me. But I have heard, almost nothing but great things from people who this is for.
I love when Sean gets snooty. Oh God.
Whoa! Why did it get? Whoa! What was snooty?
Brings me joy.
No snoop. I had no snoop from Sean. Yeah. That was a nice.
Sean, I respect.
He's
your,
been snootier. He's been snootier.
I respect your right to not like something, Sean. It's okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
What didn't like work for you? I guess Sean, like maybe like the art side of it, or just like the scenario. Or...
It was the tone, I'm a bit zombied out for myself, and even though this book definitely does something different, it felt like it was zombies but funny, and I'm not looking for that at all. It has heart, but the way that it displays that, it's like, the primary character and his best friend, they're these zombie buddies and, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, yeah, I'm good.
I wonder, like, how far would you just read like issue 1 and 2? Or...
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Because it does get, not to like spoil or whatever, but like there's this woman character. She has a daughter. They're trying to survive, and then Pokes like maybe the zombies like maybe trying to help them out a little bit. So it gets a little couple more twists in like issue 3 and 4 and onwards. But yeah, that makes sense. It is like a goofier tone for sure in the first 2 issues. Yeah.
Is the heart bleeding?
Heart? You could say it's bleeding. You could.
I mean, in the same way that they're trying to find out who killed the children, Ray. Yes. I'd say so. Yes. So in my understanding of how all of these exclusives like with these companies at work, because Remender has one at Image, it pretty much means that you can't write anything for the other side. The difference is that Chris Condon, who is the writer over, as we might see for a later book in these solicitations, he can do stuff on the Vertigo side because Vertigo is all creator owned. It doesn't involve any licensed IPs, but he can still do that while writing over for Marvel. He just can't write, say, if he
Green
wants
Arrow.
Don't break
kill
my
my
heart
heart.
again, Ray. Jeez.
Ray, you're gonna make my heart bleed.
No, it's a real good point though. Like the fact that DC let Chris Condon go, man, that's like you guys are dropping the ball. I know you're doing the exclusive with Dennis Camp and like all these other really exciting writers, but Chris Condon is like my guy right now. So you let him go. That's a little unfortunate.
Well,
Yeah.
they are putting out the trade of his The Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery, aka Kody's favorite Vertigo title right now.
I cannot get enough like crime fiction noir, and this is just perfect. The main character is like a mix of Indiana Jones with like Slam Bradley or something like that. You know what I mean? So it is just like this perfect combination of mythology, but then all the great crime and noir stuff that you would expect from a Jacob Phillips series. And he's doing the art, he's doing the interior coloring, as I believe. And yeah, it's another great Chris Condon series. Just so great when this duo works together. Same creative duo behind That Texas Blood. So it checks like every box that it could possibly check for me, and it's really just working for me. Yeah.
And yes, Carson, it's because creator owned is creator owned. Like they can't stop you from, if I want to do something that I say like, I have my feet in it. So if he wants to continue doing That Texas Blood, there's nothing that is going to stop him from doing that. It just means that, he can't write Green Arrow. He can't write Batman. He can't write Wonder Woman. He can't write Birds of Prey. He can't do all of that.
Well, often when Marvel locks up someone on an exclusive basis, it's because they really don't want them to write for DC. And vice versa. Now, they may lock them up entirely as well.
What's he writing for Marvel, Condon?
He's doing right now. He's doing. It's got the worst name ever. It's called like Ultimate Impact Reborn, Heroes United, some bullshit like that. It actually kind of really frustrates me.
Okay, Kody.
Terrible name on this one. Sorry to curse. So he's doing that, but you can see kind of the plans that they have for. I think he got attached to on another Marvel book too. I think that got recently announced, if I'm not mistaken. But it seems like they're kind of putting all their eggs into the Chris. They like what he did with Ultimate Wolverine, so they're kind of getting him up to speed, I guess. And I'm sure he'll be on 2 or 3 Marvel series by the end of the year. Yeah.
Be sure to pick up Ultimate Impact Bullshit issues #4.
Heroes.
Kody says a lot of things on this channel that I agree with. I don't think I've agreed with anything he said more than that.
The name of it's so bad, dude. It's like, why would you guys do that? It's
It's so
Miles
bad
Morales.
they signed you to an exclusive deal.
I don't know if Chris kind of named that series. Hopefully not, because geez Louise.
You know what it is? It's Marvel literally taking buzzwords that work in their lexicon and just adding them together, right? Heroes Reborn, Ultimate, like...
Yeah.
And you smash them up together in a sandwich that doesn't cohesively make sense to eat, but you eat it anyways because comics, I guess.
I actually liked issue 1 too. That's why I'm like, I'm trashing it, but I don't know. I liked issue 1.
But you said BS, Kody. Like I want to be able to.
I can't recommend it to anybody. I liked it, but I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. And I also think the name is dumb. So.
Oh, there you go.
I loved Chris Condon's Green Arrow. Can I just point again how sad I am that book was discontinued? I love it.
It keeps me up at night, Ray. Not gonna lie.
Okay, but sorry. The Peril of the Brutal Dark. Is this any good?
Yes. So, it's a good question, Lars. It's not, it's like this weird, like in the indie space we're seeing. I mean, I'm sitting right next to one. If Destruction Be Our Lot, like a lot of just taking the name and just, making it as long as you can. It makes sense within the context of the story, but the Peril of the Brutal Dark is kind of like a mouthful for sure.
I really meant the comic itself, but sure.
Oh,
Have you just read this one?
I love Chris Conn and Jacob Phillips. I recommend this a lot. Yeah,
you told me when you said it's a combination of Indiana Jones. You know what I mean? You told me when you were describing the character.
He's an archaeologist by trade, and then he gets into the private investigator kind of field, and he's supposed to look into the Nazis. They've stolen the anvil of Hephaestus, and they're trying to use it to create like a weapon, blow up. I think they're trying to blow up New York City. I think in the
I gotta get this.
And the way they pitch it, Chris Conn and Jacob Phillips. This is like a character that they've been wanting to do something with since like 2022 or something, like even earlier. So they have arcs and arcs and arcs planned the way they make it sound. So I think we'll be eating good for some Ezra Kane mysteries for a while. So yeah.
I'm definitely going to get this paperback. Definitely getting this paperback.
I recommend it, Ray. Yeah.
Heroes in Crisis, the best blending of the lexicon.
Yes. But one more thing on the Vertigo stuff is just, I don't know if it was mentioned, but DC has done such a great job of taking creative teams that have previously found success and pairing them up here in this space. So Chris Condon and Jacob Phillips very well may have put their Ezra Kane story out through Image. If Vertigo weren't a thing. So hats off to DC for identifying talent and putting them in positions to potentially succeed.
Yeah, all the pairings, all the creative teams, like Sean said, it's just creative teams you can trust. They've done excellent stuff in the past, so you're not going in totally blind to the DC Vertigo stuff. Yeah, well said.
And I'm very, very excited. I can't wait to finally read this all in one go because the pitch for it is quite excellent. We've also got Volume 5 of Tom King's Wonder Woman, The Wonder War, Act 1. So that means that there are more acts to go.
Mouseman knows.
Mouseman knows at $17.99, 152 pages, collecting issues 31 through 36. Also collecting the Stephanie Williams fill-ins that are also in this as well.
Mice have ears. I let the Tom King Wonder Woman go a while again, and then I read the first couple dozen issues or something like that. No, maybe it was up to 30 issues. On DC Infinite, I really like it.
Mouseman arc stuff was great, right, Lars?
It was real.
I thought that arc ripped.
It was holy cats. It was really good. Again, I can see why some Wonder Woman aficionados might not like this. I think Peter doesn't like it.
Yeah, Peter hates this run.
But again, for me, we've reached the point that like there's so many different takes on Wonder Woman that if you do a particular take, I don't count it as the all-time gospel. So I'm willing to give it some leeway. All I know is that I ate it all up. I started with issue 1. I was like, okay. And then I just chugged on through it. So
I have very complex feelings with this one. I think that maybe I don't like the way that it's told from like the Tom King perspective, like the narrator, like he keeps that shtick going for a very long time. I don't even think we've gotten like an issue from Wonder Woman's point of view, like in the narration boxes and stuff like that. So it's kind of that Tom King style. Maybe he goes too long on the patriarch, the villain in the first 3 arcs or whatever. But once you hit Mouse Man stuff, I think we're like in a positive direction. We have great momentum going forward.
I find it's very interesting. It has to be given some leeway. Wonder Woman's interesting. We were talking about how many, well-regarded Swamp Thing arcs there are. I'm not sure there are a lot of well-regarded Wonder Woman arcs. People didn't like the Azzarello run either, or they had certain qualms about it. Really, maybe only the George Perez run might be kind of universally loved.
And Greg Rucka, don't forget Greg
Rucka.
Well, Greg Rucka. Oh, Greg, excuse, I beg your pardon. There is Greg Rucka. Yeah. I mean, the Azzarello run is, in many regards, really terrific. But again, some people didn't like that. Well, now she's Zeus's daughter. She's kind of a supporting character in her own comic, and so on. I found this very compelling. I found this very compelling in a world where I don't normally pick up Wonder Woman.
The last thing I would say in regards to this Wonder Woman run, I think for me, it's really working, and I find it a lot more compelling just looking at the news. Like, just you can see like Tom King is writing this series as a reflection of what's going on. Like, and to me, that's what I find very interesting about it. Like, they show the matriarch how she's remodeled the White House. You know what I mean? It's like, hello, you know what I mean? Like, it's Tom King, like, just directly speaking to what's going on. As you see all the East Wing knockdown and stuff like that, right? So to me, it's working extra in that regard. Like Tom King giving that little spice to it, just as a reflection of what's going on in today's world, I guess. So.
Someone in the feed was saying, I would agree with Lars if Tom King actually had a take on Wonder Woman and not use every other character besides her. That is kind of true in a way. True, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of it is told through people's perceptions of Diana.
Right. Outside perspective. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, as you say, she doesn't narrate any herself. Maybe in a later arc she will, but it's how people respond to her, or how people believe in her. I mean, there's so many instances where they go, "Wonder Woman will fix this," she'll get you. But it is she has genuine challenges in this. So I find it compelling while acknowledging that the warts are there.
Yeah. Sean, have you read the Stephanie Williams fill-ins for Wonder Woman yet?
I have.
Hold on. I'm hearing weariness in your voice.
I feel like I just was taking mental damage from Lars and Kody's praise of this book.
We need the other side of it, Sean.
Earlier I talked about Tom King being very divisive, and oh my god. This book, so you know how Mouse Man knows and mice have ears? Well, I have eyes, and my fucking eyes hate me for reading this book. I tried again during the beginning of the Wonder War because I was desperate to see the matriarch, and somehow Tom King took a gorgeous muscle mommy with a giant sword and made her boring. I don't understand it. Now, on the other side, you have Stephanie Williams and Clayton Henry, who came in for, I don't know if, I guess this is the 2 issues that they did. And I loved them. I thought that stuff was awesome. And I'm desperate to see Stephanie Williams take the reins of this book, hopefully one day, based on, having success here. But my God, I will never, ever, if I ever have to read another Tom King narration box, it will be too soon.
Oh, well,
I get that frustration, Sean. I really do, because
convention is overdone. And if I'm being entirely honest, I don't always read every Tom King narration box. I find myself skipping over them.
Oh yeah.
And I particularly hate the device where one conversation is running, in narration boxes, and another conversation is occurring. It's like we're hearing two conversations at the same time.
Without even knowing who the two narrators
well,
are.
That's partly a problem. Well, okay. Well, we'll come back to that. But I particularly when the narration boxes, when you have that setup, the narration boxes often aren't saying anything important. The narrator's like, well, I'm talking and I'm reflecting, but I'm not really adding anything that you can't see going on. So no, I actually don't actually like that convention at all.
It's like he's telling the whole story like backwards and like flashing us back and show. It's like, how did we get there? He's got to fill us in. Like this whole Wonder War start. It's not a good start, I guess.
I will give it credit here that here it was quite a surprise as to who was narrating the story and who they were narrating it to and why they were narrating it. When that blow lands, that was quite effective and quite shocking.
Gotcha.
But I thought that was one of the better, well done surprises in there. But I mean, I do agree with you, Sean, that
after we get that reveal, Lars, Tom King should have dropped that plot. Like tell us the story. Like just tell us the story as it is, instead of.
It's almost like people fell too in love with that scene from Watchmen 3 when there's narration going on and Dan and Laurie are having that fight in the alleyway. It's like, well, and the two are playing off each other. It's like, well, yeah, but only one person is talking, and it's just a very effective scene. But to try to do it all the time with two people talking,
for 36 issues, like
maddening.
Straight,
well, often I just read the scene and then just kind of glance back at the narration. I'm like, okay, and then I just skip most of it. So
sorry, guys, for talking about. We can move on.
No, that's completely okay. I hope.
I just want to say that I sort of agree. I agree with, as usual. I agree with Lars. I've enjoyed. And Kody, I've enjoyed this Wonder Woman run. I really liked, was it Fury, the issue, the paperback where, I don't want to give spoilers away, but the paperback with so-and-so dying, and I just really, and the baby, and I just really enjoyed that issue.
I don't want to spoil it, and then he spoils somebody dying. Who died?
Well, again, the last thing we can move on. What's going on here? It is a credible threat to Wonder Woman. I mean, the villains actually have some power cards.
Yeah.
Because again, the Azzarello run, although I did enjoy it, it felt like she was a secondary character in her own book, and what was going on didn't necessarily involve her too much. Here, it directly involves her, and also he's built her up pretty high. He's like, Wonder Woman is pretty fucking awesome, so I need a really strong threat to even conceivably take her out. Yeah, I enjoy it. I can certainly see why it's not for everybody, and I certainly respect Sean and the narration. The narration thing does overplay.
It seems like people are split on this run just as much as I remember people being split on forums when I was reading Batman by Tom King in singles. But I am sure that come 2030, and when we have the most wanted DC Omnibus poll, Tom King's Wonder Woman will probably be in the top 3 every single year for a good number of years. So, let's move on.
Stephanie Williams needs to join the title, though. I do absolutely. Like, let's just get away from.
I love Detective Chimp in that paperback. I was a big fan of that Fury. I think it was called Fury, but I love that paperback. So
Tom King is Moses. He can part any fandom sea. And as somebody who is I'll just say very active in subreddits back in the late 2010s, that sea can be as wide as the next book that we're talking about. Okay, terrible transition. Adventures of Superman, Book of L. This is by Philip Kennedy Johnson, Scott Godlewski, and Kian Tormey as the last word of Philip Kennedy Johnson at DC, at least for now. This is going to be $29.99, 304 pages. Issues 1 through 12 are going to be collected in here with plot threads from both Future State and also the War World Saga that have not been resolved. All of those are being uncovered in this specific 12-issue series, again, by Phil Kennedy Johnson.
So I'm a big fan of PKJ's time on
Mhm.
Superman overall. With this piece in particular, I read the first couple of issues. It was the first 3. And then I decided, you know what? I'm going to wait and I'm just going to collect it all and read it all at once. For some reason, in singles, it just wasn't working for me. So I'm going to give that a shot. But I'm a big fan of PKJ's, and I can't wait to see sort of his final stamp for now on the character.
Yeah,
Well
same
said,
here.
Sean. I agree with that all the way. Yeah, I did drop off a little. I've been picking up in singles, but I stopped reading it after 3 because I've been waiting to binge it because I did enjoy PKJ's stuff previous. And yeah, it's an interesting situation for Superman to be in. It says down there he gets flung way off into the future, so it's like he's like way out of his element almost, right? And I think that just adding some more to the Superman lore, but on the other end, like way in the future, I think has been real fun. So yeah, I just gotta wait till it all comes out. People that have been trade waiting this, I mean, I think you'll have a lot of fun with it, I think.
Oh, for sure. Anyone know if this book makes it? Oh, it's more than enough to give a second omnibus of Philip Kennedy Johnson's.
For sure, yeah. Because after Superman came back, there was like
there were a lot of action. There were some Action Comics issues.
some like weekly events, I think, even in there. So yeah, I think there's a decent.
Oh, there's more. There's more than enough, and I hope that we will get that second omnibus as soon as possible, so that I can read and enjoy this. In the same way as, because I read issue 1 and then I told myself this will definitely read better in collected edition than it would for staking out monthly in singles. When am I going to get a camera that doesn't periodically conk out at me? If Omar ever gives me the big bucks, John, that's that's my answer on that.
I love how you pivoted and made it Omar's fault.
Everything's
Omar's fault.
Well, Omar is his employer.
So, just trying to point the facts out. Just trying to point the facts out.
Wow.
We have the, I would be careful with that wording, Gracie Patrick, because never say never to anything that is coming up soon. And that is, see, that's what I'm saying. It's always his fault. That's what I'll say about the Book of L.
I want to say Dom just hinted, but I'll leave it. I'll leave it be.
We're just gonna leave it there.
I've been trying to get hints out of Dom for years. You never do.
Robin and Batman, Jason Todd by Dustin Glenn and Jeff Lemire, the sequel to Batman and Robin from these 3. The 3-issue series is $17.99, 144 pages, coming out on the 3rd of November. Have any of you guys read this?
Yes.
I got that in singles because I really enjoyed Batman and Robin the first go around, and Jeff Lemire and Dustin Nguyen always going to be there when they team up. I guess I would say that the Jason Todd one, maybe not as good as the first one. They introduced like a new sort of villain. You see Jason Todd as you want to go down the bad route, the good route. Seems like stuff that's been covered before in past Batman, Robin and Batman stuff. But that Dustin Nguyen artwork, man, I'm just all about it. So harder to recommend than some other stuff, I guess I would say for me. But
I don't think I have anything to add to what Kody said, other than the fact that you always have to, or I always have to show up for Dustin Nguyen art.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed.
Which is just undeniable.
Yeah.
I think
Sendu, man. Oh
I think he is the this is just my opinion anyways. I think he's the defining Batman artist of the 2000s. And we have Jim Lee. I know you have Eduardo Rizzo. I know that you got J.H. Williams III, Tony S. Daniel. But he, for me, is the person who defines the 2000s on Batman specifically. I want to get into this, if only for the reason that I just went through pretty much all of post-crisis Jason Todd in DC Finest, and I'm wondering if the feelings are going to be harder for me having read through this book with all of the backstory that I didn't get a chance to read this yet. So I'm wondering if that's going to read better in that way. Yeah, they are. I can't wait to get to it. At some point.
Even though it's like themes that have probably been covered in other Batman, like I still find Jason to be such a in this story. I guess other people like maybe wish that he died. They called a number multiple times, all that stuff. In this one, I felt him to be very endearing, and you just want to see him like go down the right path, but he's not sure how he wants to get there. Like it's worth reading, I think. Yeah. I guess that was probably what settled on.
My fantasy is that we get a Tim Drake and Damian Wayne iteration of these, and they throw them all into it. You know what I would love, and I know that DC will never do this because I just don't think they treat her time as Robin as anything
Stephanie.
worthwhile. I would love to see these two tackle a Stephanie Brown book with her as Robin and Batman Stephanie Brown or something like that. I know it'll never happen. I know that she was only Robin for about 9 months publication time in an event that I'm not too particularly fond of, but I would like to see some wins thrown that way. All right, let's move on to the next book, the second volume of Reign of the Superboys, Future Shock. With all those creators there, but still for the most part, Mark Waid and Skylar Patridge. This is going to collect issues 1096 through 1100, which is why you see all of those creators there, because they were on that specific issue 1000.
That hasn't even come out yet, right, Dom?
Which hasn't even
It comes
come out
like
yet.
next week or two weeks.
You're
from now,
right.
so-
Yep.
Okay.
I
This is
dropped this.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay. I was regretting not picking back Action Comics, picking it back up when Mark Waid hopped on. So I'm curious why you ended up dropping it, Sean.
So I dropped it because as much as I love Mark Waid and really want to show up for everything that he does, I was so satisfied and still am by regular Superman, the mainline book. And this one taking place in the past, I assume it's still doing that. It was when I first picked it up.
It's still a square, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I'm okay. I'm not commenting on the quality of it. I just don't need it. Like, I'm very satisfied with where Superman is. And so as a result, I don't need a flashback.
There was a point, Sean, where I could have either maybe thrown Action Comics back on the pull or Superman Unlimited. Dan Slott coming in, writing a Superman title. I was a little hyped for that at the start. So I ended up going the Superman Unlimited route. But like you're saying, like Joshua Williamson is just killing the main Superman title. Maybe save your money and just be picking that up. Honestly, like it's fulfilling what I need from a Superman title, like Sean said. So yeah,
Lars, I think you'd enjoy this because Booster Gold is in the book.
Oh, I don't like everything Booster's in, but yeah. Yeah, I've not read this one, so I can't comment. Yeah.
It's time for him to get hooked onto 50s nostalgia for Superboy. We've also got the third volume of Green Lantern Corps by Morgan Hampton and Fernando Pissarro. Guy Gardner, Born Again. Now that's some imagery that if you were to put in a 1989 Swamp Thing book would definitely have a certain amount of the population up in fury. This is going to collect issues 14 through 19 of Green Lantern Corps, $17.99, 144 pages.
Well, really, they should just go the whole hog and say that Guy Gardner becomes Pope. It will probably go about as well as it did in Cerebus. Yeah. Well, especially, no, he becomes Pope, and then they explain to him this whole "you have to be celibate" thing. I mean, that's going to really throw a spanner in the works.
Different.
I don't know what's going on. I fell off of the Green Lantern corner of the ongoings whenever they were gearing up for the Spectrum, some event they were getting ready for, and I fell off before that event because I was like, I don't know if I can commit to so many Green Lantern books on the pull list. So I missed out on all this material here with Green Lantern Corps. But
I have loved everything that has happened with Green Lantern since Jeremy Adams jumped on board, and I think this book has been excellent. Morgan Hampton getting the on-ramp to team up with Jeremy Adams at first, just to get this book, its wings, I think was smart. But ever since Jeremy took off and is letting Morgan run the show himself, I think it's been fantastic. I love the cast. I love the fact that the cast it's so many Green Lanterns, but it's all the ones who really deserve spotlight and haven't been getting it. So I think this book has been a lot of fun.
I got to catch up. I got to catch up on everything because, like you said, that Jeremy Adams, I kind of felt bad dropping off of it. There was just so many things on the pull list, but I really enjoyed what he was doing as my first ever ongoing Green Lantern series. So yeah, I got.
And Morgan Hampton's writing it by himself now, Sean.
All Alone, which I think he's ready. He's ready, and I think the book is showing it.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll definitely get this. I will definitely get this.
For certain. And he will get the omnibus when it comes out in like 2025.
Absolutely.
Book 3 of American Vampire by Scott Snyder and Raphael Albuquerque, collecting issues 26 to 34. American Vampire Lord of Nightmares issues 1 through 5, and the Long Road to Hell one shot, $29.99, 376 pages.
This is really good. We were talking earlier about how like Sean is not a zombie person. I think you said I'm not a zombie person. I have a lot of time for vampire stories, and and this series is really good. It didn't entirely stick to the landing at the end, but
Gotcha.
But
You didn't like 1976, Lars?
I didn't like. It got a bit blockbustery, you know, in a way that this series kind of hadn't been before then. I mean, it didn't really work for me, but this series was really good for so long. The miniseries here were really good as well. Yeah.
I don't know how I'm gonna collect this series, dude, because I want to get the compact to try it out. Maybe just go Omni, because I'm not really feeling these books.
Well, sample it. Obviously,
Yeah.
Sample everything. Don't just buy an omnibus.
Get that compact for sure.
The omnibuses I don't think are in print right now, so that's gonna be.
That's right. I think that those ended up on our poll, Kody.
Yeah. I thought I saw them somewhere, but definitely not like they're not everywhere for sure.
Yeah. As ever, the question will be: do they stick to collecting all of it in these new books? Which they might. I mean, they seem pretty devoted to the series. The compact was a big vote of faith. I don't know, but I mean, the omnibuses are pretty great too.
When does Scott Snyder ever stick to the land?
Well, I mean, you
Wait.
raised the point that,
Are we really about to do that? Because
Hold on.
that. Go ahead.
those are fighting words to Sean.
Well, yes, because I thought that Batman ended excellently. In fact, I think it was it issue 51? I forget exactly how many issues that run got, but one of the last issues of that run is my favorite individual issue of Batman ever. So Scott's got that going for him. I think the Wake ended excellently. That was the Sean Murphy book that he did. So to me, Scott Snyder is one of DC's best storytellers front to back that they've ever had. And I know that's a controversial thing to say.
He's got some great like indie there was a time where he wasn't doing so much work out of DC and he was plugging away doing indie stuff. And I thought like most of his indie stuff was solid as hell too. So
hell yeah. We have Demons.
Yeah.
I love Scott Snyder. I love Undiscovered Country. I don't know if you guys read that, but that's very good. I love Scott Snyder, and I've never read American Vampire though. I've never read it.
Some of his work for me does start out really strong, and then tapers off after a while. American Vampire, you also had the problem that the ending felt kind of rushed, and that's probably because it was rushed because there was a big gap between where they left off American Vampire and the finale. And, Snyder goes off and Snyder's like, extremely popular and he's in huge demand of these big title books. And then the idea is kind of like, by the way, at some point you need to finish American Vampire. And so there was a certain feeling. It's like, okay, we're going to swing back here and just kind of give you an ending because he was quite in demand. So
if you love him so much, Kody, why don't you marry him?
Kody, you're rolling in it now with Absolute, so I'd marry him.
You're already married, aren't you?
Yeah, we got. She said I can marry Scott Snyder if I want this.
Oh, she did. Well, that would be polygamy.
He's my hall pass.
He's your hall.
Oh man, that's a quote if I've ever heard one. We've also got Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee, and Sean Phillips on Batman Jekyll and Hyde, the 6-issue series, $17.99, 144 pages, mid-2000s book, 3rd of November for this particular reprint. We also got a reprint of Nightwing Year 1 by Chuck Dixon, Scott Beatty, and Scott McDaniel, $17.99, 160 pages for this one.
I think they get a reprint like every year or something.
Every 3 years, yeah, in a new format. You have to get a box set.
It's pronounced Beatty, by the way.
Beatty.
I worked with Scott.
There you go.
Scott Beatty. There
Although
you go.
I will now mock him for his beady eyes the next time I see him.
Okay, fair enough. We've also got Preacher in Compendium format. So if that is a route that you're interested in going and you don't want it, to kill your wallet, this is the way to go. Preacher 1 to 33, Saint of Killers special 1 through 4, and the Blood and Whiskey Cassidy special, one shot collected in here as well.
This is kind of swinging Preacher back to its roots, because Garth Ennis for the longest time didn't want it to come out in like higher end price tags. He thought that Preacher was better, again, getting as many of the masses reading as possible. And so yeah, a cheaper volume serves that purpose.
For that price and that page count.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that price for that much material, sure, because you probably only need one more. What? Yeah, you could maybe finish that with just a volume 2. You wouldn't need a volume 3.
I don't have any Preacher, so I might get this.
That's what I was thinking too, Ray. Do this for American Vampire. I'd be all over that compendium.
Absolutely,
yeah. Just as an easier way to get into it and start collecting that series. But more compendiums, never a bad thing. That's pretty cool.
For certain. Let's go ahead and move on to the DC Finest. We got actually like 5 here, I think, in this list. The End Sanctifies the Means is the entire Rachel Pollack run of Doom Patrol. So if you have the Omnibus, you don't necessarily need this, but if you're getting DC Finest and you want all the Doom Patrol DC Finest, just like me, this is the way to go, collecting issues 64 through 87, annual number 2 in a story for Vertigo Jam, issue number 1. Lars, we both have read this. I know, well, I love it. You also probably love it.
I do, although I struggle with the art, to be honest, sometimes. It's not the story that Rachel Pollack is telling. But comics are a marriage between writer and artist, and especially as you get later in this run,
I agree.
Some of the art really doesn't do it for me. But it's a very interesting run overall. It's not very long. Rachel might have gone longer, but the book was canceled. So yeah, very, very, very pleased to see this coming on DC Finest, and it wouldn't have been one that I would have automatically picked that they would do sooner rather than later. But
because I remember when I first read the run, Richard Case is on for most of, if not all, the Grant Morrison.
And he's always good. Yeah. He
starts off the book, but once you get past when Case leaves the book, I feel like it's a toss up in the art department.
It gets really primitive. Yeah, but that's just me. I mean, to each their own. It's a beloved run for a reason, but that art, I just can't do it.
That's fair. If anybody has watched seasons 2 or later of Doom Patrol and you're wondering where can I get some more of this is the finest to pick up, because I don't think that Omni is in print at the moment. So if
it's
that's
not. Well, that is kind of shocking. Oh, wait, you mean the Rachel Pollack one?
The Rachel Pollack one.
Well, really, the show is really based on Grant Morrison. I mean, to a startling degree. Well, not that Rachel isn't in the DNA as well. A couple of Rachel characters show up, but yeah. Isn't the Grant Morrison Doom Patrol Omnibus like always in print, pretty much?
They try to. They always try to keep it in print. Listen, well, we're gonna have the next year. The people here have the sway and the control. When we do the poll again next year, totally would love to see it push up on top as quickly as possible. I do love that show too. How do we feel about the go ahead.
One of my favorite TV shows. Yeah, absolutely.
I like the Gerard Way run a lot.
Yeah,
it's also another great.
Yeah, no, the Gerard Way run is very, very good. Well, and again, Doom Patrol is kind of in Gerard Way's blood. See also Umbrella Academy. I mean, Umbrella Academy, X-Men, Doom Patrol. They all sort of have the same DNA.
Indeed. We have the first DC Finest Legends trade paperback, $39.99, 504 pages for this one. Coming out on the 3rd of November, collecting Legends 1 through 3, Batman 401, Blue Beetle 9, Booster Gold 13, Cosmic Boy 1 through 2, Detective Comics 568, and Firestorm 55 through 56, Green Lantern Corps 207 to 208, Hawkman 5 through 6, Infinity Inc. 34 through 36, JLA 258, Secret Origins 10, and the final Dark Side page from Crisis on Infinite Earths issue number 12. Just want to push up a couple of comparisons here like we did on the previous show. I know that some people will have questions about mapping between the Omnibus and the DC Finest. On the right-hand side, you'll get your DC Finest. On the left-hand side is what's collected in the Omnibus. They're collecting more in the DC Finest because they're also including issues that don't have that Legends Triangle header that is on most of the books that came around at that time that were a part of Legends. So Booster Gold 13, Green Lantern Corps 208, Hawkman 5 through 6, Infinity Inc. 34 to 36, and of course Crisis on Infinite Earths number 12. Not a part of Legends specifically with that header, but they are including those in the Finest. And if you're also looking for the differences in between the reading orders for both the Omnibus and the DC Finest, this is what to expect. On both fronts, the Omnibus will also have extra material featuring scripts, the makings of Crisis 2, and a whole bunch of behind-the-scenes efforts that has never been released before, while the DC Finest, you are just going to be getting the issues, and that is it. And yes, the Legends Finest is mapped better than the Omnibus, if only for the issues that they are collecting in there and not the Omnibus line.
I'll be getting both.
Double dip Ray.
Oh, Ray.
If one's got issues that another one doesn't have, I get both of them. Hate me, I'm sorry.
DC thanks you for your custom.
They do.
DC Comics gets a lot of my money.
Yes, indeed. Does the setup the Ostrander Suicide Squad have the Suicide Squad Omni? But yes, it sets up particularly that, and also Justice League International are your two main books that you're looking at, saying like, yeah, this is what this sets up. So, yeah, which one is a better reading experience? DC Finest is a lot more comprehensive, but if you just want to get the Omnibus for Legends, that's also a more than apt way to do it too. Yes. And that Omnibus is coming out next month.
I think it's next week, isn't it?
No, you're right. Next week. It's on the horizon.
Yeah. It's coming out next week.
So you got options, guys.
Dark Crisis this week, Legends next week. Oh, yes. I got room on my shelf for
I'll be getting both. I'll do the same as Ray does.
Yes. Thank you, Karsten.
They also, this is also, I believe, how you get people to double dip. I mean, that is the easy. You give one thing that has a whole bunch of stuff that the other one doesn't, and both have pluses and both have minuses to all of those as well. So shout out to DC. Thank you for that information on that front. We also got part 3 of Crisis on Infinite Earths with a cover that spoils the heck out of something, but as is. It is what it is on that front. Crisis on Infinite Earths 6 through 9. Nice. Blue Devil 73 through 18. DC Comics presents 87 through 88. Green Lantern 195 to 196. Infinity Inc. 23 to 24. Justice League of America 245 and Annual 3. Legion of Superheroes 16 and 18. Omega Men 31. Superman 414 through 415 and Vigilante 22.
Does something happen to Supergirl?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
That Legion, there's a Brainiac 5 issue.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sad. It's just, oh my God. It's
incredibly sad.
It's a splendid issue, man. I just love it.
Yeah, this is also going to be if you want to read everything from front to end on Crisis on Infinite Earths, this is the way to do it. This is the first time I think we've ever had it in this proper reading order and material as well. So nice thing from DC to see. One that I know people want the Omni of, but in Finest we are going to be getting it, and I do believe that they're going to have the absolute scans for this as well, as we're going to be getting Man of Steel for Superman. $39.99, 624 pages, collecting that Man of Steel series that I was talking about. Superman 1 through 6, Action Comics 584 through 588, Adventures of Superman 424 through 429, Legends 6, and select pages from Legends issues 1 through 5, the Superman ones, of course, and Hawkman issue number 10.
I might just stop waiting for the Omni and bite the bullet and just get
Same,
bro. Honestly,
join me.
I think that's why they're holding off on the Omni, because with the Absolute Edition coming out too, I mean, you're gonna have choices.
Mm-hmm.
I've been wanting to read this for so long because this is.
This means book club, Kody, on your channel.
Could be. It could be done. That's not a bad idea. But yeah, this is such a legendary run. I hear all the time. I think it was even when we collabed on our videos, one of our votes for sure.
Mhm.
If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I
That's
think
cool
you're
release.
right. Sean, have you read this?
So I read the first 6 issues,
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. And I thought it was really good. But I've heard that the longer it goes, the worse it gets. I don't know if that's true.
I read Man of Steel issues 1 through 6 because I read Bendis's Man of Steel issues 1 through 6. Yeah, people were like, "You got to read the old thing," and I'm like, because this new thing sucks, and I'm like, okay, I'll listen to you guys, sure. I have not yet read through all of the series, but this is gonna be the way to go, I think, for me as well. So DC, make sure that Man of Steel Omni comes out soon, whenever it comes out.
Yeah,
And
it's quality stuff. I personally don't buy a lot of Superman, but I mean, this is John Byrne and his Imperial as an artist. This is John Byrne and his Imperial phase.
Yeah, indeed.
Who's
And then
John Byrne's biggest fan?
I'm sorry, what?
himself.
Who's John Byrne's biggest fan?
It's himself, right?
It's John Byrne. Absolutely. Thank you.
Go ahead. No, please.
Well, no, there was a weird thing that, like, I would hear that when John Byrne would do conventions, he would sit on this chair that was like elevated above everyone else. And this is the sort of like, rumor and tittle tattle, and you're like, oh, come on, is this really true? And then I went to a convention in like the late 90s or something like that, and he was indeed in a chair above everyone else. So,
Yeah. Considering selling my Man of Steel hardcovers and getting the DC Finest editions, I think you should sell those and get the DC Finest trade paperbacks. No, they're gonna have more. They're going to have more than those trade paperbacks with supposedly better scan quality material.
Well,
So
that could be. I mean, maybe the scans will be better, but I mean,
you're gonna get more. You're gonna get more in the Finest.
If you've got the hardcovers, they're
But some people will pony up, and these are a lot more affordable. You can spend that money on other good comic books, Lars. Like
I mean, like I have the Starman omnibuses, which are essentially hardcovers, and I decided not to get the compendiums because
did you wait? Were they waiting in the sky?
Were they waiting in the sky?
Yeah,
I don't know what that means. Because there might be the odd issue or two in the compendium that I don't have, but I'm good with the hardcovers.
Indeed, yeah. So, final book of the DC Finest set is Terra in the Night. This is going to collect Tales of the Teen Titans 1 through 4, New Teen Titans 21 through 32 in annual number 1, Action 536, and all of the drug awareness Reagan.
Most importantly, from the soft drink industry.
And the IBM Corp. Don't forget the IBM Corporation.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
What? That's so okay. No stone left unturned, I guess, right? With
Literally no stone left unturned. With advertisements from DC Sampler 1 through 3 and pinups from Annual 1 and Tales of New Teen Titans issues 1 through 4. So they are making sure. Lars missed the Bowie reference, but that's okay.
Sorry, I'm not the biggest Bowie devotee.
It's okay.
So, although I do respect him.
So yes, I'm so happy this is coming out because I've never read those. I know we talked about this previously, Lars, but I really want to read them. I just want to have them for the completionist's sake, and this is more than I think. If you don't have the omnibuses,
well, that's the thing. This is good shit. I mean, it really is. I have the omnibuses, which I don't think have the. Oops, I can't.
Ray's nodding his
head.
Definitely.
The omnibuses I don't think the omnibuses have like the soft drink industry thing and the IBM Corporation thing. And so on.
This is the first time it's going to be ever collected.
Am I going to buy it all over again just for that material? No. I'm going to stick with the omnibus.
Stick with the omnibus as he may, but for many who might not have read the Earth Dwindling event, you can now get it in compact comic edition, $9.99, collecting issues 1 through 12 of Crisis on Infinite Earths. So if you have never read this and you want to see those gorgeous spread pages down to its most minuscule form,
ooh, true. This one might be rough, Tom.
Yeah, I wonder how they're going to be able to see those. I mean.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
You're just like
all the compacts.
Which DC characters is that? Harbinger? I can't tell if that's Harbinger on the page, man.
Kody, I want to see what you think about this, Kody, because I know you get all those.
I would say, like, in general, I know a lot of people have had issues with the compacts. I found them like maybe the worst example I can think of is like some of the more modern stuff. Like I was reading the Static season 1, and it's like it's not even like the way it opens or whatever. It's like almost like it's too dark sometimes with some of these compacts. I am curious about this one, and it makes sense that they're doing this after the finest. You do the finest first, get those people in. Those who didn't get the finest, you pick them up with the compact. So it makes a lot of sense seeing DC's release plans for that. But
okay, heretical opinion. Just stick to the main Crisis story. I mean, a lot of the tie-in stuff that like DC Finest is collecting is like. It's variable quality. We'll just put it that way.
And you don't necessarily need to have. I mean, you can read Crisis 1 through 12, and
of course,
I think be more than
absolutely positive. No, just stick to reading Crisis because, like, a lot of the stuff, the quality is all over the place, and also some of it is just they go through the normal issue and they're like, oh, there's red skies. I mean, the Crisis tie-in is quite thin. So yeah, just read Crisis itself.
You think they're just Go ahead, Sean.
I was going to say I read Crisis on Infinite Earths for the first time in the last year, and I cannot imagine reading this in compact. Oh my god!
I do have kind of a hard time seeing it myself, if I'm being honest. But maybe it needs a disclosure that says for people without cataracts.
Well, I mean, I don't have cataracts. I do have these glasses, but I don't use glasses when I read comics. But boy, oh boy, I was reading Gotham Central in compact the other day.
Too, Sean. Yeah, because I heard you guys were talking about it for Comics Pals. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, and like it's kind of small, but this book right here with all the dialogue and all the panels, I got to see it to believe it.
The Gotham Central it wasn't so offensive. Like it was still readable. That art style. Yeah. It's you don't have to get so enlarged or whatever, but this one,
Sean, you read Crisis for the first time last year, you say?
Yes.
What was your reaction to it?
It felt old. It felt old, and it felt. To be really honest, I couldn't see the magic, and I know that this is a beloved event, but it felt slow. It felt old, and it gets crazy at the end. Which I was super into, but it just took a while to get there for me.
You know what? I agree with Sean because I think the biggest issue that this event had, and in no particular like fault of its own, because you have to introduce all of these different characters. It's the pacing. The pacing, I think, when you like issues, I think like 1 through 7, some of the slowest issues that you might ever read. Once you get to, these worlds are actually collapsing, there are some characters that get taken out, then you go, oh, snap. This is fun.
Well, okay. So, in terms of pacing, I think it may have benefited from coming out month to month, because I was there when it was coming out month to month, and then it felt like now you're getting a chunk of something very important. Now you're getting a chunk of something very important. Now you're getting a chunk of something very important, and that it maybe didn't advance all that was okay because stuff was still happening. It's possible that when it's marathoned, that it doesn't quite hold up.
Is it? Is it time to have an old reader and new reader, Crisis on Infinite Earths with Maddie?
I would gladly do that.
See, Lars, the point you're making is salient, but here's my counterpoint, which is that all the things that the book is doing feel so trapped in the moment of the book's publication. Because we have to remember what the point of the book was, right?
Sure, yeah.
The point of the book was to essentially reset DC or create a nice sort of
consolidate everything onto one.
But that happened 40 years ago. I don't have a need for that. Like, that is not storytelling as much. And if it happened and I was reading it when it was happening and thinking about the impact, oh my God. But the impact is far from me.
Yeah. I was in high school when this came out. And near the end, it's like every month you had to see, because you could tell there was going to be an outcome that was going to affect the actual comic book universe. You knew there was going to be an effect of it. Now, knowing that it changed so many times after this,
right?
It's changed it has changed.
Your perception.
It's changed the perception, of the book.
Well, yeah. I also
it does read differently now than when it was first coming out.
Sure, by design, it's also like touches on every corner of the DC universe, which was kind of exciting at the time because you were allowed to see parts of it that you didn't normally see back in the era with no internet and nothing. So, like, is it Anthro? Is that how you say his name? Shows up in issue 2. It's like here's a prehistoric character who's kind of being, or a sort of sword and sorcery character. Well, Baron Earth, I guess I should say, character being thrown into it. And then the next issue, the Western characters show up. And you're like, oh, really? Holy cats. And that it would touch on every era. That was kind of exciting. I think the plot holds together. I think the whole idea is like, okay, we need to go do this, then the Monitor dies, then we recalibrate it after his death, then Supergirl dies, then Flash dies, and now all the supervillains are coming together. I find that supervillain battle about issues 9 and 10 kind of fascinating. I, as a youngin, learned quite a bit about strategy from that because they were like, the heroes are doing better because they have teamwork. Or it was that Luthor and Brainiac are sitting around plotting, and they go, the heroes have teamwork on their side. They actually work to help each other. Our team doesn't. But we outnumber them 4 or 5 to 1. And Luthor's like, yeah, we're going to lose a ton of villains compared to the heroes, but hey, we'll just overwhelm them with sheer numbers. It was kind of a fascinating battle. I find that a lot of the character relationships in here actually are quite strong. A lot of the emotion is quite strong. It's not all lost in a spreadsheet. So, but you're right. It reads very differently than it did in 1985-86.
For sure. I think it would be a fascinating old new reader.
Wolfman and Perez
were
fantastic. They're just fantastic together. However, I can see it. It's dated. It's dated now. But man, when I was in high school, this stuff was so great.
Yeah.
You cut that issue count in half, and I think you have an all-time classic that stands the test of time.
See, I would politely disagree, only in the basis that if you cut it in half, you have to leave a ton of stuff out.
Thank goodness.
No,
I needed it gone.
Here, the point of it is to go wide. The point of it is we're going to touch on everything, and for me, there's something quite wonderful in that. So, if a ton of stuff was omitted, I wouldn't care for that.
I'm going to get to a couple of books that just got announced from DC as well. I know these aren't collected editions, but just wanted to let folks in the know about a couple of these books. Kyle Higgins is going to be writing a brand new team of Teen Titans led by Jason Todd, very much akin to the Adam Glass run where Damian Wayne was leading for the most part, a whole bunch of brand new characters as well. We got Fair Play, Cheshire Cat, Proxy, and Wildcard, all led by this Jason Todd. And Daniel D. Nicuolo of 7 Secrets is going to be drawing this book as well. Lars and Ray probably already know this, but yes.
Backing up to Titans quickly, with a lineup like that, I'm going to be curious how they really justified the title Teen Titans, in that what makes these the Teen Titans other than, I guess, they're teenagers.
Exactly.
Just that.
But the point at which Teen Titans becomes like, well, if you're any teenagers will do, it's like
we'll see. We have time, Lars. Let Kyle Higgins work. Let Kyle Higgins work. But yes, most people probably very hyped for this announcement as we are introducing a new Legion of Superheroes to a new generation of fans with Hayden Sherman, who's still drawing Absolute Wonder Woman. Let me just put in that statement. Hayden Sherman, Joshua Williamson, Legion of Superheroes. Here is a look at the cover to issue number 1.
This one was such a big surprise in that I thought Hayden Sherman would be doing something else.
Shadow of the Bat.
Shadow of the Bat was the easy pick, right? But I guess there's maybe other plans for that series. And seeing Hayden Sherman attached to this was a big surprise when I saw it late yesterday, early this morning. Because we knew Josh Williamson was attached. Obviously, he's been teasing that for the longest time. So Josh Williamson and Hayden Sherman.
Wait
up. Yeah,
cannot wait for this.
Ongoing too, not a 1 of 6. This is an ongoing. The way they're making it sound. So there you go.
Again, I've calibrated my expectations to reasonable here because again, the Bendis run was such a psychologically scarring event that
I have forgotten about that. That did not exist. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think it better for my
Damn.
mental health to not get my expectations out of control here. So I'm going to downshift it accordingly. But
Joshua Williamson's gonna crush this book. I can't wait.
If there's also any consultation or whatever to these words, I remember asking Mark Waid in my first interview with him about Legion, and he told me that he was working very closely with the brand new Legion writer to ensure that this Legion reboot would be the best that it could be. So
yes,
those are soothing words for anybody.
At this point, after Bendis will settle for doesn't suck. But yes. Yeah, it does look good and a great artist pick. So yeah.
We've also got a brand new Doom Patrol series by Darcy Van Polgis of Little Bird and Nico Hendrickson of Pride of Baghdad lore on interiors, featuring the classic 1965 team of the Doom Patrol here on this cover.
I thought this Doom Patrol one would be the Dennis Camp Javi Rodriguez project. That was kind of what I was hoping for. Still cool to see, but dang, that alternate universe is pretty cool.
I gotta say, everyone is gonna look at this announcement and say the same thing that Kody just said. This felt like where Dennis and Javi would land, and they didn't. And so whatever the creative team is here is just not as exciting. Book could still be great, but it's not as exciting.
What are Camp and Rodriguez working on, Sean? You know what I mean? Like, what is going on, dude?
Now I'm even more excited because we have no clue now.
What are they doing? Etrigan or some shit? Like, what's going on here, man? there's not like a lot of picks left up for next level stuff that hasn't been.
Sorry,
doing Jonah Hex. Anyways,
sorry, Sean. Are you referring to the previous Doom Patrol run?
Sorry, I was referring to the fact that everyone thinks Dennis Camp and Javi Rodriguez are coming on for the new Doom Patrol and Next Level.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was like I don't even know rumor. That was just everybody's best guess. But yeah,
now they're gonna come on for a Batman book. Maybe
they're on
Batman. Perhaps they are.
I don't even know. Yeah,
we don't even
new
know.
Batman book coming, right? Maybe they're doing it.
Yeah, maybe we'll see. And as we close this out, I'd like to ask my panelists quickly, one by one, which of these solicitations that they're most excited for in terms of the collected edition front. As I'm quickly scrolling through this,
I got to go with Justice League of America Bronze Age Volume 4.
Okay,
Omnibus. I'm really excited for this. I've got Justice League of America Bronze Age 1, 2, 3. I'm very excited for number 4. And also Venditti's Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, and the Green Lanterns will be interesting. And the Green Lantern Corps, that omnibus is gonna be good too. But those are my. I got to go Justice League of America Bronze Age. That's my pick.
Sean, how about you, my friend?
If I'm being honest, there wasn't a ton on here that feels like for me that I need to grab. That being said, though, I would say that I'm excited for the Hal Jordan Green Lantern stuff because that really was a great run, and I haven't thought about it in a while. So yeah, this would be the one for me.
Indeed, Lars.
I hate to show lack of imagination, but yeah, it's Justice League Bronze Age Volume 4. Just because the last one came out like 5 years ago or so.
Yeah, and
I sort of settled, and again, which I haven't bought the previous ones, but I knew I would buy this one. I sort of settled into a rut where I was just sort of assuming it wasn't going to happen, whether it's because the files, were terrible or whatever. And then lo and behold, here it is, and it's kind of a gift. And I just think, again, that the Perez stuff is just going to look great in the omnibus format.
Kody, how about you?
Like Sean was saying, a little bit of a lighter solicitation for collected editions for me. I guess I would probably lean towards the Man of Steel DC Finest. Like if that were out in comparison to everything else right now, I'd probably buy that first thing. So yeah, just start reading some Man of Steel stuff.
Yes.
DC. I like the way that DC Comics is starting to lean into the Bronze Age for stuff. I like the fact we're getting Bronze Age Volume 4 of Justice League of America. I'm hoping I hope we get some the Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes Bronze Age. I mean, fingers crossed for that.
They got
Whether it's DC Finest or Omnibus, I'm got my fingers crossed. I'm hoping for Flash. I want Trial of the Flash and all that Bronze Age stuff that Flash did. I'm really hoping that these Bronze Age things are coming out.
I think
So
that Lars is going to be a very, very happy man in the upcoming year, but that's all I'll say on that
Whoa.
front. Yes.
Promises.
Dom, in this new solicit, yes, they're still going to include all of that in the back from my complete understanding. And what am I excited for, actually, now that I think about it? I think I'm excited for this one the most because I finally get to own it, and also because of the Reagan administration drug awareness specials, because we love those. So
do you need to be told not to do drugs, and that friends don't let friends do drugs?
As somebody who's been sober for all of their life, I can 100% say that yes, I do not need to be told that I don't need to do this.
All right.
All I know is Nancy Reagan teamed with the Teen Titans to get people off drugs.
After she consulted with her astrologer.
Yes.
But the Perez Wolfman Titans, although it is pretty great, it doesn't really kick in like the first 6-7 issues. You can't, as you say, you can't quite see the magic. It's starting with a day in the life.
Yes, I agree.
But
Lars, I've already read all this material.
Oh, you have read it? Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yes, this is one of my favorite runs of all time.
Okay. Yeah. But that run of the 20s and 30s is really.
I agree. My camera doesn't agree, but I do agree with you on that note. Chat, I'd love to also hear what you guys are excited for
What's Kody going for? Kody, what was your pick?
My pick was the Man of Steel DC Finest. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch it.
Good choice. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
And that brings this show to an end. A show where Omar was too busy playing Pokemon. He didn't freaking even get his own butt inside. Man, I hate that guy. I'm just gonna say it right now.
Oh my god.
I don't get it.
I hate that guy, he says.
Noted runner of channel, boss of Dom.
Someone clip that. Put that in his performance vow.
Happy birthday to Sean. Happy birthday to Sean.
Yes. Sean, we need words.
Thank you. It was 2 days ago. I really appreciate all the kind words. Really, I spent my birthday weekend at Heroes Con having an absolute blast with so many listeners. It was incredible. All the love and support we got at that event. I was shocked by it, and happy to be here with you guys. It's been a little bit of a post celebration.
I will be at Heroes Con next year. I promise you, Sean.
You all need to come. It really was my favorite convention that I got
so much FOMO seeing everybody. So yeah.
Dom, did you have a good vacation?
I did have a good not to get too much into it, but yes. There's a lot I love about Japan more than I think I love about the place I'm living at. So yes, I did have a great vacation.
Wonderful.
I think I'll keep it at that. But I would love to thank, again, a big happy birthday to my friend Sean, and also being jealous that he got to go to Heroes Con.
Yes.
While I was stuck in another part of the hemispheres of this world. So we'll lay that all out there. But I also want to thank you guys for watching and making this all possible. We would not be here if it weren't for you guys. You are what makes this channel successful, and all of these live streams very fun to hang out with. So I want to thank all of you there. I also want to thank my panel for being here to accompany me to talk about these solicitations. And let's kick it off with Ray. Where can people find you on the internet?
Chubby Ray Comics on YouTube. Chubby Ray Comics, TikTok, Facebook, all that crap. I got a Discord and a Patreon too. I broadcast several times a week. And of course, I also do solicits on Near Mint Condition. And I'm always happiest when I'm broadcasting with a great panel with awesome people like this group. And you guys, it was a blast. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Sean, where can people find you?
Well, you can find me on the Comics Pals live every single Thursday. Today being Thursday, we'll be talking about this week's comic releases. Aunt May and Peter Parker had to have a talk I think she's finally giving him that birds and bees discussion that he's been waiting for all these years. So we'll be talking about that. And then a little book called Absolute Batman released a new issue. So we'll be talking about that as well. We're live Saturdays at 10:15 a.m. Eastern as well. So come hang out. It's always a good time.
Did she finally tell Peter it's okay if he's gay?
You know what? You'll just have to read the issue. Lars,
okay, I have to read it myself.
leaving nothing to hint there as far as Sean is concerned. Lars, where can people find the thing that you're editing?
Yes, Lars Pearson, Mad Norwegian Press. We are now in the final phase of our second edition of Volume 2 of our About Time series, which puts every Doctor Who story in the social and political context in which it was made. This is a massive upgrade of the Patrick Troughton years of Doctor Who. I'll soon be putting up for pre-order. The book itself is done, but I've hit the constant graphic design failure phase of the proceedings. You know, a lot of graphic design, the particular interaction of pictures and text and fonts embedding and stuff, it's like space medicine. There's just times when something goes fucking wrong and you're sitting there going, what the computer's telling me it's fine. Why is it not fine? And it's like space medicine. You have no idea how to fix it. So that's where I am, but hope to be done soon.
Hope to be done soon on that front. And Kody, where can people find you?
Kody collects everywhere. Always doing a lot of like daily comic videos. It's kind of terrible and really stressful, but we keep it going. Kody collects everywhere. And definitely going to be doing a solicitation station with Dom, my partner in crime. We'll be talking about it, getting more in depth with the single issue side of these solicits. And Kody collects everywhere. Thanks for having me, as always.
Oh, of course. Thank you. You can find the solicitations on comicrelease.com where they are live, and it'll be the first thing when you jump onto the website. So if that is documentation that you're looking for, be sure to check it out there, as I am the half of the full brain that runs the site. You also check me out on my own channel, Dom of X, where I will be doing stuff with Kody. We will also be talking about our most anticipated stuff, perhaps in another area of the world. And you can also, subscribe to Near Mint Condition. Help us continue pushing through the algorithm by liking the video and subscribing if you are brand new. We will be back again with you next month to talk about more DC books on that end. And yes, if you are in need of comic bookery and need help in some spot, we do have a Patreon where we will be able to help your needs. And by we, I mean Omar and Melanie. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and please stay safe. Long live the Legion, wherever you are.
Woohoo!
What?
We were still live.
Did he stop?
You never in the vlog? He didn't stop the stream.
Good.
Good. Okay.
He managed
Someone
to ban himself. Well, okay. Well, we hate that guy. No, sorry, just kidding.
I was gonna say